Alright, so back to my actual intro. As I was saying, last week we had the four intrepid adventurers go down into the sewers, found a strange man that turned out to be a Jamisi. He is paralyzed and was dragged back to Celestial Customs, and they are going to deal with him in the morning. We jumped ahead a little bit in time where the next night Nate and Roland had gone to a rant, which, if you're not familiar with the term, is essentially a brouhaha discussion forum where people can bring up issues that are affecting the clan, if not the Camarilla as a whole, but only brouhaha are invited. Very traditionally, after a rant, there is what's called a rave, and it is a wild party. Again, it's only brouhaha, though usually they'll bring along their ghouls or maybe very close allies are allowed to come, but only, you know, brouhaha type people. Claudia, the Primogen who had set up the rant, didn't have time to plan a rave, and of course everybody was really upset to hear that, so Roland very graciously offered to hold a rave at his club, to which everybody was very excited. But let's start with the other four, since that was a little ahead in time. They will be waking, and I think, did you decide to leave or no?
We never did the actual going back to the place thing.
Okay.
But no, Ike didn't go back.
Okay. Ike had thought for a moment about leaving the group after some suspicious vocal words attacks, kind of, from the others. And so, but he decided to stay with them, and they made their way back to Celestial Customs. Okay, it's just been clarified, he did decide to leave. Sorry, it sounded like something else. Anyway, so Ike is going off on his own. Angel, Nate, and Kim are heading back to Celestial Customs with Daniel in tow.
Yep.
Alright, so...
So, what exactly do we do here?
All right, look, he's getting pretty late. I think right now we concern ourselves with making sure we stay out of the sun. I think that's the the number one deal right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
I would be inclined to agree. Also, do you have a shower?
Yeah.
I will need that.
It might not be the cleanest, just
It's
because
cleaner than what I am right now.
Oh, right. Shitwater.
Yeah.
So when we get there, one thing that I will do is I will pull whoever's one of my ghouls aside and basically say, keep an eye on them. They're all like me. Yeah, you know, keep an eye on them. Just whatever. Do not take the dagger out of this guy's chest. He'll be fine, probably. And there might be a kid showing up later. Watch him very carefully if he shows up. But, like, let him stay.
So which ghoul was that?
Whichever one's, like, up, available.
Probably DeMarcus. He's the one that usually kind of mans things while you're away.
Yeah.
So he just nods and
and I'll tell him where my bike is and give him the keys and be like, I don't want this sitting in the middle of a New York parking lot all day.
Alright, so he has like a little notebook in front of him. He just like kind of scribbles real quick a couple notes about what you were saying, and says that he'll make sure you're not disturbed out in your back office.
And then before we go to bed, one thing that I will do is, like, I don't know how to deal with this dirt, so I'm gonna, like, take a little bit, put it in his hand, take a little bit, put it under him, take a little bit, put it on top of him, like, put the jar under his head. I don't know what to do.
So you just sprinkle the dirt that's in his jar all over him. Very nice of you. Alright, and so I guess Kim and Felix will just sort of settle in where it works best for them.
Yeah, where exactly can we even
To be fair, like,
way here?
okay, I don't know, like I've got my office. There's garage space. Like, honestly, I probably have like a cot in my office that I just usually sleep in. There's not exactly a bedroom, but you know, I have like floor space in my office.
That won't be opened.
Yeah, no. They know not to disturb me or not to enter my office during the day because bad things will happen.
Are we all just crashing in your office then? I
Yeah,
guess
it's
on
pretty
the
big.
floor. Okay.
It's the best I got.
It's, you know what? It's what we got. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Felix is going to slowly unequip everything from his personnel.
Kim's gonna watch what enters. The hell are you taking out of your pockets?
Okay, I do have a list.
Oh god!
Most of these things are in plastic bags because the man has been caught in the rain and he knows things get wet. Just FYI. Let's see. A whole rolled up of plastic bags, a flashlight, first aid kit, knife, nylon rope, which he's going to use to actually hang up all the clothing because, again, he's been caught in the rain. Some needle thread, a radio, binoculars, pick lock, a couple maps, some notepads, some pencils, pens, a compass, spare batteries, a compact spade, some belt pouches, bandana, and various amounts of little random components in baggies.
I mean, I guess no one can accuse you of being underprepared.
I travel late.
Oh, and the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another dagger and keep it on my person because my main one is kind of sticking in a dude's chest right now.
I feel like eventually you're gonna turn to like a lifestyle drawing where you just like pouches and like knives up into yourself.
Like a 90s superhero.
Alright, so you guys have essentially found yourself safekeeping for the day. Ike, however, had decided to go off on his own, which he's done before. And do you have a specific plan or place you are planning to go?
How much time do I have?
About an hour?
How long to get to Nate's? No taxis?
If you book it, you might just get there, like, before sunrise. But it's actually the next day with them, so...
This is why you shouldn't do this to me. I'll sleep in the sewer, I guess.
Alright. So...
Bye, guys. It was fun playing Ike.
I mean, you can stay at my place.
Yeah, and I'll wake up staked, too.
Or Rollins.
Roland's on the next day, so I can't stay with him. That was my
sure.
plan. It was Nate or Roland, but...
My apologies, but you'd said something else last week, so I didn't expect you to bring those two up. You said you were going to go to find Big Dog at the Black House.
Oh, I said, that's a good idea. Do that.
Okay.
Thank you, previous me.
With the save. Save the character, please.
Previous drunk me was so smart.
Yeah, actually that wouldn't have been even as far as Nate, so you can get across, because it's both up in northern Manhattan. So you can make it across town, and you come across the Black House, which I actually have music for.
Yeah, you do.
So the Black House in northern west Manhattan is, as I mentioned before, it's about a 2-3 story building painted all black on the outside. The second and third stories, the windows are completely blocked off and blacked out. It's, you know, can't get any sunlight in there. You see a lot of typical kind of junkies, pushers, ladies of the evening wandering around in and out of the building. And outside you see at least a couple guys that look a little more tough and a little more clean-minded. Seem to be maybe like bouncers or just muscle for the place. And you spot the dude that you nicknamed Big Dog, no name yet. He's, you know, rather muscular, just wearing a leather jacket, no shirt. jeans, and he is leaning against the same telephone post that you saw him last time.
I'm gonna walk up to him, like, hold my hand out, like, bro. So, like, yo, what's up?
So he sees you coming up from the side and starts laughing, but puts out, you know, hand to fist bump you, and says, "Little man, what are you doing back here?"
Hey, big dog. I got a bit of a... I'm in a tough position here. I could really use some help. I know you don't know me that well, but it's really not much I'm asking for.
Yeah, well, what is it?
I could just really use a place to crash for the day.
So he lifts one eyebrow, looking up and down, and kind of seems to notice when you say day, and he goes, "You mean you need the second or third floors?"
Those look amazing. 5 stars, I promise. I'll leave that stuff on Yelp or something. Is there Yelp in 2006? Oh no, we're current time. Wrong game. My bad.
Yeah, sure. Head on up. Tell him DJ sent you up, and just, you know, watch for needles in the mattresses.
That's fine. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Sure thing. And he goes back to sort of just watching the street.
In and up.
Alright, so as you enter the building, you see more of the same, just sort of, you know, people who are a little tweaked out, and people are having a bit of an argument off on the side, sort of scrambling between, like, bunched up dollars and just arguing about how much it is. But no one really seems to pay you too much mind, except one younger, black man that you recognized from the last time you were here was the one that initially spoke with Roland about getting a deal started. He sort of puts a hand out, not trying to completely impede you, but is like, "What you doing here?"
Hey, was it BJ? DJ. Hey, DJ said to let you know he sent me up. I'm looking for a place to crash.
So he, the guy sort of just leans and looks out the door and figures since you were allowed in without any trouble, he nods and, points his head towards the stairs. Head up to the second floor, the third if you prefer. Just find a corner to crash. There's a couple hallways that'll make sure there's not even any of this ambient light hidden up there.
Whoa, we got the ambient. Whoa, what room's the safest?
I said, follow the hallways till there ain't any light left.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I'll do as he says.
Alright, so similarly, you make it upstairs. A couple people like maybe push by you a bit roughly, but no one gives you too much of a trouble. Most of them are high and long gone or leaving.
What was that?
The people in the building on the second floor and the third floor, they're just high and out of it and not really paying you much mind.
Okay, I'm just gonna, I guess, poke my head indoors until I find a room that's empty and dark as hell.
Alright, so that'll finish up the previous night. Starting the next morning, let's say, what would Ike be doing from there?
You mean evening?
Yes, the nice evening.
I wasn't sure if what. I was like, oh, you failed the right dice roll. Light got in. Just gonna leave and maybe check in with DJ on my way out.
Alright, you come down the stairs and you see him lounging on a couch. Actually, seems like he's asleep.
I'm gonna, I guess I'm just gonna start walking out just to try not to bother him unless I see him stirring.
Not really, and then, yeah, still sort of like the same crackheads. One of them, like, grabs you by the arm and sort of, like, just hisses at you, like, hey, you gotta like, a couple extra bucks.
Hi, mister, if you don't get your hands off of me, I'm gonna keep your fingers and take them with me, okay?
So this skinny guy, you know, you can see like all the veins in his neck, and he just does not look like a healthy individual. Reaches his arm back to throw one at you.
So what do I gotta roll now?
What, you have to tell me what you want to do.
Oh, I didn't know if I had to roll initiation for some crackhead trying to punch me.
Not exactly.
I'm going to grab his hand, or try to grab, like, catch his hand as he's trying to punch me.
Okay.
Like his wrist, grab his wrist. Yeah.
Alright, so that would be dexterity and athletics. Getting the character sheet up.
Yeah, I hear character sheets are useful for these games. What was it, Dex and what?
Dex and athletics, so you would have 5.
Two successes.
2 successes, okay. Alright, so you are easily able to catch this guy's hand, and even, like, if you want to throw it away, or, like, maybe even, like, give him a bit push back while holding his fist.
Oh no, we're gonna grab that sucker and twist it.
Okay, that, the catching was Dex and Athletics, so then I will need, I think, Strength and Brawl to actually do anything with his arm. Alright, so the not-so-strong character doesn't really get much out of trying to do anything to the guy's hand, but you can still sort of like push him off and be a bit intimidating by the way you caught his hand earlier.
Yeah, I was just gonna push him off. Yeah, so we'll just push him off. Does he come back at me, or?
No, he just sort of stumbles back and groans, "Fuck you, kid," and stumbles away.
Alright, I'll let it go and go back to walk out the door.
Okay. And where are you heading? What are you doing?
I'm gonna take a long walk for a second. I don't know what he's gonna do quite yet.
Okay, we will then check in with Angel, Kim, and Felix.
So I'm gonna go through my items and figure out which ones are more decimated and versus not. I'm pretty sure I lost my FMA and radio through that.
Yeah, I
Tier
think you did, yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that one's gone, but a lot of the other things were bags. So let's work.
And of course, the nylon rope's fine. All of that's good. Anything
Oh,
that's
yes.
metal is perfectly fine.
It might smell a little bit, but it goes away after a month or two. So he's gonna get his stuff down from this nylon rope. Is the first thing he will do in the morning. He gets up relatively early. I don't know of the other two.
I think vampires mostly wake up at the same time.
Mostly.
Based
It'll
on
depend on if you
or
have a significantly, by like a dot or two, lower humanity than someone else, you might wake up later. So anyone that's 7 or 6, you're gonna wake up about the same time. When you go down to like 5 or lower, that's when you actually end up having to fall asleep earlier and wake up later.
So they get up exactly close enough at the same time.
You'll see each other waking up, essentially.
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go check on our friend.
Okay, and you check on him. Did you tie him up as well, or did you just like slump him in a chair?
I think we zip tied him.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot something. Sorry, all of the technical difficulties threw me off a bit. So actually, while you guys are sleeping, dear Kim had a dream.
Oh no.
Before you start, is it a creepy?
Can I have a dream? I actually have one.
Oh.
So
Oh, it gets music!
So ignore that any of that happened.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
Ooh.
Jesus.
So, during your dream, you are sort of wandering back through the sewers the way you did during the evening prior. And it's hazy. You just recognize it barely as the sewers. The stone walls, the metal piping, the dripping sounds. You hear rats scurrying around. But as your body is traveling through in an almost like kind of astral feeling, you don't feel connected to your body, you end up in the room where you originally found Daniel. Except now he is sitting in a chair with the knife in his heart, as you know he should be, since taking him back to Celestial Customs. But as you see him sitting there in the dark and damp sewers, you suddenly feel this like fresh wind on you, and it even smells clean. It smells like you're outside in a field. It then turns into a lush green field. You're no longer in the sewers. It's this beautiful landscape. All you can see is green fields for ages. It smells wonderful, just like, you know, fresh wind after some dew. And as you continue staring at Daniel sitting in the chair, paralyzed from the dagger in his heart, you see a hand creep up from behind his head and land on it like a big white spider. And a moment later, you see Lily's head peek up from around his shoulders, grinning as usual with her blindfold on. However, in the background, sort of along the horizon, you see her eyes, the green glowing ones that you saw for a second when she actually removed her bandana, and one of them winks at you. And a second later, the Lily that's in front of you and next to Daniel bites into his neck and starts feeding on him. But as she feeds on him, she starts turning into him. And once she's fully transformed into Daniel, the other one's still sitting, she steps back and the field completely disappears and returns to the sewer with the pipe behind her where you'd found Daniel. And she turns around and begins slowly banging her head on the pipes, just like he had been when you found him. Okay, we don't need dream music anymore.
Roger.
So, kind of going back to the right timeline, Felix is gathering his items. Angel would have awoken perfectly fine, as usual, and would have wanted to go check on Daniel. Kim is going to wake up after this.
Okay. She kind of blinks herself awake. It's like, oh. Okay. Like reaches for her glasses and puts them on. And just kind of looks confused.
I'm guessing everybody else was out of the room by then, or are we reversing to say like, oh, hey, oh, are you okay? You know.
Well, you were busy, gathering your items, so you might have seen her wake up and act that way.
You okay?
Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
No, yes, you're fine. Okay.
I'll look over at her and like raise an eyebrow.
It was a dream. It was a weird dream. Okay, that's all it was.
All right. Incidentally, I have glasses on, which is not a thing that you usually see of me.
I completely forgot. I'm sorry. And Felix would turn at a corner and like, Ghost Buddy, go away, go away. I'm sorry. Did you see him when you woke up?
Wait, that thing's still with us?
I mean, I never made him go away, so.
I mean, that's a little bit creepy, I guess.
Well, I thought it would be good if somehow the unimpaled one, unimpaled himself or whatever and started trying to attack us. He rings a little bell. And I disperse the little ghost buddy.
Okay. So the ghost dissipates.
All right, so what are we gonna do with them?
I don't
Should
know.
we take him to someone, or should we try to question him ourselves? Because I don't think we even know what to ask him.
He's you were in the war, weren't you?
Yeah. Fortunately, it wasn't exactly an interrogations.
I mean, yes, but what did you do in the war? Just never really captured anyone?
Capturing wasn't really my in my job title.
Oh. So
it's not really in my wheelhouse.
I don't know. I mostly avoid them in general. I can't say that I've ever even had real much conversation with them. If that's what he is.
And you said you thought there was more of them down there?
From my gatherings of information, probably.
All right,
more than likely, probably.
All right, if that's the case, we probably should tell somebody, because if there's a nest of Samishi down there in the sewers, like, there shouldn't be a nest of Samishis in the sewers.
Well, I do already have the Tremere looking into it. This would be ideal to inform them of. They were already investigating into it, and well, I don't know. Maybe this is not.
How long they've been looking?
Oh, I'm actually going to turn spirit. Was that like a night or two ago?
Which?
The
Tremere looking?
him telling Aisling about the crocodiles in the sewers.
Probably about 2 days. She said that she's, trying to gather the more information before actually sending anyone down, seeing if she can talk to the Nosferatu about what's going on. Can you tell us anything, or can you go and look into it?
Yes, he might get scolded for going in.
Okay, so I have another question for Spira. How, to my knowledge, how invested are the New York Tremere in local politics?
That's a really good question.
How close are they specifically with the leaders, the Primogens, other than obviously the Tremere Primogen and the Prince and the sheriff and all that?
So the Tremere will be involved, but still insular. So Aisling is the regent, so she's always concerned about what the Camarilla is doing, what life for Kindred is like in the city, but then at the end of the day, she's very concerned for the Chantry. She's the leader of the Chantry, especially the main one. The Lord Ephraim, the creepy little impy Tremere, is actually the Primogen, so he's going to be the one more involved directly with the politics and relationships between both the Tremere and the Camarilla and what's going on in the city. And then it'll be kind of dependent on each Tremere individual. So the assistant is actually a Tremere, Carolyn, little mousy girl. And then like Jocelyn probably wouldn't care much at all. She likes partying, right, and she's got her own interests in her thaumaturgy studies.
Cause I was thinking, and I'll kind of while saying this, I'll kind of glance at Kim questioningly. Maybe we should take it to his people.
Maybe.
There would be an interest. I will tell you that.
Would we be allowed in? That's the question. Like, I don't want to just drop a body off and not have... I'm curious, all right? I don't want no answers coming back to me.
Hey, damn it, I'm giving my knife back, too. You guys are a
little bit closed mouth, like, for a reason, I'm sure, but I would like to have some answers.
I'm trying to think if Felix has enough sway to be like, oh yeah, I could get you something, and he probably is like, oh, I have no idea if I'd be able to get to anybody anything.
To be fair, we do have the bargaining chip of what is clearly Samishi.
Well, yes.
What if I sold them something in exchange?
Like what?
Well, I mean, I have some werewolf blood.
You have what? You
Oh,
have
yes.
Lupin blood?
Mm. I don't think it matters where it goes as long as it gets bought, to an extent.
Sure. Yes, why not? Can someone call someone for me?
What do you need called? Yes, I have a phone. I keep telling you to get a phone, Felix.
I'll point at the phone on there. Like, hey, there's a phone right there. And it's like an older school office phone too. If you know how to use those any better.
I don't know the numbers of Jocelyn. That's the one I'm going to be able to get the attention.
You don't know the number of the person you need us to call.
Well, I did. It was on a notepad. And the notepad was not in a baggie. The doctor has been called by Jocelyn. Don't you have memory thingies? Phone memory thingies.
Yes, I do. And I did not fall in the water, so I'm sure my phone isn't fried.
That's what you get one of these waterproof cases for.
I didn't have a phone in the first place, so I lost it.
Already?
Yes. It's with the someone else with my other jacket.
Huh.
Spirit, if you remember, I had another jacket, the fancy one that Roland had given me, and I gave it to someone else to keep them warm during a certain little scuffle with them seeing the whole actress thing and yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, she has my phone right now.
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
But she has no idea how to get in contact with you. Other than trying the club.
So I do have at least, I think, Aisling's number, because I know she's called me once.
Mm-hmm.
So is that who you would like me to call?
Yes, yes. Could you click it and give it to me?
Yes.
Alright. Before we hit our hour mark, you guys are coming up close to about where the end of the rant might have been, so, but I want to finish up some things with the rant, with Nate and Roland. So, you guys were at a warehouse kind of near the harbor. It is an abandoned place that, as Nate and Roland were kind of informed after the fact, it's been abandoned city-wise. There's like no major, like some old company like owns it but isn't doing anything with it, and it's kept that way, particularly for rants and other sometimes Brujah business. At the end of the rants, most of the Brujah had seemed to be in line with in agreement that the Setites attacking Brujah and essentially forcefully starting a blood bond with him to move into more of Manhattan and seek some extra territory, especially for their drug business, was not to be condoned very lightly. But at the end of the rant, it was sort of decided, you know, everyone's going to have to gather more information or speak about this again, leaving Claudia in particular up to the task of arranging what's the next move. Obviously running in with bats and chainsaws is not gonna end too well for anybody. So at the end, Claudia had said that she did not have a rave arranged, and everyone sounded very disappointed. So Roland spoke up and said he would open up his club to host the rave. Everyone got very excited, and you would see most of them immediately pull out their cell phones and start texting or making calls. Slightly out of character, but you could kind of gather the context of they're trying to get more people together for the rave. Sometimes rants can be a little quieter, people don't seem too interested in the topic or are busy, but everybody loves a rave. So, as you are... What's up, Nate?
Would that be more Brujah that they're calling, or people outside the clan?
For rants, it's almost...
For the rave.
Well, yeah, I was explaining, for rants, it's almost always exclusively actual Brujah. Very rare that even ghouls are invited. For raves, it'll be Brujah and their ghouls, far more rarely anybody else allowed. Maybe very close allies and ties, but it's mainly going to be Brujah and ghouls. So you can expect a bigger crowd than you saw at the rant.
Sounds good.
So, as you're leaving, Claudia is going to mention to Nate that she's going to go back to her apartment first, but she's going to sidle over to Roland real quick and sort of give him a gentle grip on his shoulder. Have you ever hosted a rave before?
Yes, many of times. Why?
Oh, good. And she's gonna sort of slap your shoulder, go, "Hope you have insurance," and starts walking off.
I mean, raves, yes, not of our kind, though. Why?
She's gonna stop suddenly as she was walking off and turn back to you and go, make sure you have insurance.
I do have insurance, right?
Yeah, you
Okay,
would.
cool.
She's making sure. Make sure you have
Also, what day of the week is it? Is it a normal day that the club is open, or no? Because we're only open a couple of days out of the week.
Yeah, I know. We decided it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kind of a 4-day weekend thing. I believe we're at about a Wednesday, so actually probably would have been closed. So it would be perfect for you to get all of that going and not have to shoo anyone out.
Awesome. If I could send out a text to whoever is in charge of all the employees, kind of a thing. Like if I could tell a manager, like, hey, we're having a special night, you know, bring, you know, tell everyone if they want to make extra money, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm assuming I could charge Brujah for the event, right?
Yes, and you also have something that you were handed by a couple Setites that you could sell.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna send them a contact saying we're actually gonna be open tonight. Get everyone ready. There'll be like overtime pay, and we have a new and to come talk to me and we can set up everything else.
Okay. As you're doing that, the one girl you noticed before. Oh, let me get your picture up actually.
Yeah.
I have a picture for this lady, but I didn't load it up yet. But the younger woman that you'd seen, she has like short black hair. She was wearing sort of like relaxed club clothing and just had a younger vibe. You know, it's not always the same if you see a 20-year-old that they could be 300 or not. But she actually seemed a bit younger. She comes walking up to you and puts a hand out. You said your name was Roland, right?
I'll shake her hand. Yes, and your name is?
Trixie, or DJ Trickshot. You got someone to handle the music tonight?
Well, I believe she's standing right in front of me.
Damn straight. Just give me the address. I'll be over there.
I'll tell her address.
So she's gonna pull out her smartphone, like, you know, get it all loaded up. Anything else I should know about this, or?
No, I, to be honest, I'm not even sure what to expect, so I have no information to give you.
What do you mean you'll know what to expect?
This will be my first rave of our kind.
She gives a real, like, almost like a belly laugh, just like, oh, honey, you're gonna have a good time, trust me.
There's no doubt about that, but if that is all, I must be going.
Yeah, I'll be there in no time.
Thank you.
And you'll see the other people that were at the ranch shuffling out. There's about 3 or 4 men in levels of, you know, business suits. There's a couple other younger people. It seems to like range between people who look like they have professional jobs and others that might make their money in other ways.
Did we set up a time for the rave, or is everyone just literally heading straight there?
It's a rave, son.
So late?
I think they're all just like planning to head over there, not like immediately. They understand you didn't have it set up, so you got to get it going, but probably within an hour.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll go walk up to Modi.
Okay. And real quick, just to know your Nate's thoughts as a storyteller, would you be heading back to the apartment with Claudia, or are you gonna stick around, go off on your own?
So is Claudia not going to the rave whatsoever, or?
She is. She just said she has to go back to the apartment. She's wearing pants. Obviously, she wants to change.
I would be making my way with Claudia, following her.
Okay. So, she's wearing pants. Yes, even though she usually wears skirts, this was a pant occasion. So Roland is going up to Nate to speak with him. Claudia will see that the two of them are about to speak, and she'll just wait by the doors.
Nate.
Roland.
Well, I thought that would be harder to convince a group of people to go to war with another clan for whatever reason.
No, it's easy. Just get the blood pumping.
Seems like it. I'm expecting you to be at the Rebel's Kiss tonight.
Of course, wouldn't miss it.
Perfect. And is there anything you need help with?
In regards to tonight?
In regards to anything?
Nothing specifically yet, but I'm sure I can count on you if something comes up.
Yes, I couldn't have put it any better. If you need anything, please contact me.
I'd be happy to.
Thank you. And then, yep, me and Clementine will head out.
Alright, so we will get back to you guys once the rave gets going. Let's go back to, like, who was leaving the Black House, and sort of wandering the city, trying to decide exactly what he wanted to do with himself now after the previous night's events.
I'm gonna walk down the street to try to find someone to feed on. I need to get that blood money.
Mm-hmm. Alright, give me... I think Hunt is Wits and Streetwise. There's a couple different ones you could do depending on where you are, but give me Wits and Streetwise to... Are you looking for someone specific, or are you just trying to like run down an alleyway and grab whoever you can?
Just someone who doesn't look like they're strung out on crack or drunk or anything like that by an alleyway.
If you walk further away, even just a few blocks from the Black House, you'll easily be back into more city proper, you know, some restaurants, some little stores. It'll be a little busy, but not like City Central or Central City. So you might see women hopping in and out here and there. And so if you want to give me Wits and Streetwise...
Successes.
Okay, so you are wandering around and you catch a trail of a woman who seems a little flustered. Doesn't look like she's actually on anything. She just seems like she's maybe emotionally distraught over something. She's texting on her phone, but like her fingers are like slipping. She almost drops her phone at one point. She just curses, fuck, and puts it in her purse and takes a turn down an alleyway after a little bit. And if you keep your eye on her, you would see that she wanders a little further down. She's actually just leaning against the brick wall, and she has like her hands like shaking a little bit, like up to her forehead. She's not really, you know, looking forward. Her eyes are closed.
Let's walk on up. Does she notice me first?
No, not right away, but if you get like, how close are you getting?
Just to close where it's normal to say hello and not creepy.
Okay, so after you get close enough that it doesn't seem like you were just stepping into the alley yourself, she suddenly, you know, senses someone next to her and she opens her eyes. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm sorry, are you, and she looks confused of why a young kid's walking up to her.
Hi, are you okay, miss? You look a little, upset.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. And she, like, you know, holds onto her purse. She's like, no, really, I'm fine. Thank you. I just needed to take a breath.
Okay, I saw you drop your phone. You just looked really upset. And I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna wait for a second when she's looking in the eyes, and we're gonna go ahead and dominate.
Alright, so she does look back at you and does look you in the eyes because she is really confused by this seemingly about 13-year-old is checking in on a random stranger on the street.
Do I need to roll, or am I okay?
For Dominate 1?
Yeah.
You need to roll Manipulation and Intimidation, but it's only gonna be 3, so go ahead and roll. Difficulty 3, rather, I should say. Three successes. Alright, so Dominate 1, you can give a one-word command that, as long as it isn't directly against their better judgment for their own safety, they'll follow it.
Yep, so I'm just gonna look at her. Hey, miss, why don't you sit down?
So she immediately slides down the brick wall and just sits, still sort of staring you directly in the eyes.
I promise this won't hurt a bit, and you'll feel a lot better afterwards, okay? Now I'm gonna bite her on the neck. Bitch, give me that blood.
Alright, how many points are you taking?
She looks like she's having a bad day. Like is nothing if not a gentleman. Just take 2. I think I'm only missing 1 from sleeping, so
So,
maybe the night before, so we'll take 2.
So, yeah, you basically, you didn't, you weren't too low in the first place, so you just take what you need to fill up. It leaves her in a sort of out of it state. She just, you know, head slumps back against the wall, but she's breathing fine. She seems like she's alright and will come out of it fine in another hour or so.
Gonna like pat her on the head and just be like, you'll be okay. It's okay. Trust me. Life gets a lot fucking worse. And I'm gonna walk off.
Alright, what are you doing from there?
We're gonna go back to the Black House and see if DJ woke up. If he's at his normal stoop at this point.
Alright, so you make your way back. It's, you know, gonna take you maybe another 10 or 15 minutes if you're like strolling, not trying to like book it or anything. You'll come back to the Black House, and once you're there, you'll see him not exactly at the same pole, but he's standing around. He's actually just making a quick exchange, apparently, you know, hand in the jacket and like cupped hands with someone who's outside.
I'm gonna wait a respectful distance until he's done with that.
Okay. After a little while, he turns around and smiles at you and says, "Sleep all right?"
Better than I've slept in years. Thank you. I really appreciated you hooking me up like that. That was pretty awesome. Do I owe you anything?
Ah, little man, it's something we do for people who find themselves a little too close to the sun around here.
That's really awesome. That's really cool of you. Normally, you know, it's always give and take. But hey, if you ever need anything or need any help, I'm actually pretty capable. So if you need anything, you know, let me know. Hit me up.
So what exactly can you do?
I do a lot of things. Depends on what you need done and who's going to be watching.
Fair enough. So you're the kind of rogue type, get in and out?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at, like I said, a lot of things. I don't steal drugs, though. It's one thing. I don't steal drugs. That shit's for lowlife, sorry. No offense.
You're fine, man. I mean, we try to keep things paper to paper here, you know, actually get paid for what we do, and same way around. So, and he looks kind of confused. I still don't know what you're saying you can offer, kid.
Oh, I'm good at finding stuff out. If you need any, you know, information, I got quite a few different friends, and not entirely useless in a fight, and I'm pretty good at scaring people if I need to.
Alright, I gotcha. He's nodding along. I'll keep you in mind. You got a phone number, any way I can actually reach you?
I don't, and I don't. That people won't give you a cell phone when you're my age, so I'm working on that actually. I'm gonna go get one tonight, hopefully.
So DJ slightly rolls his eyes. Alright, kid, well, you come back when you got some way for me to make use of you.
That sounds really wrong, big man. I don't know about that. I might need an adult to come back now. I'm gonna smile at him.
Wait, what did you say, the last bit?
I said I might need an adult to come back now. I'm gonna smile at him. Making use of little kids. I don't know about that, big man.
He'll cross his arms and laughs. Whatever, little man. Go on, get out of here, get yourself a phone.
Alright, I'll see you later. And I'm gonna, we're gonna go to Nate's and hang outside and see if anything happens.
Okay.
Across the street, not in front of the building.
Okay. Heading over to Nate's building, you get yourself set up. You, for a little while, don't see anyone leave. You will see a couple people come back, but we'll get right back to that. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Celestial Customs, where Angel, Felix, and Kim are still debating what to do with Daniel, although I think they decided to at least call Aisling.
At this point, I'm putting on my putting in my contacts.
Pretty new wood.
He wears
Contacts.
glasses. He just doesn't wear them normally.
Oh,
But like, I don't really advertise it, but this is the first time both of you have seen. I actually have glasses that I need.
Eh.
I just Just never thought with it.
Okay, so
Children glasses.
Kim is very clear though as she hands the phone to Felix. She's like, "You may call her. First, please do not mention that I have Lupin blood first. That is kind of, if I have to, I could get in a lot of trouble for that, right? It's Lupin blood. It can land anyone in trouble.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sure. I can do that.
Thank you.
Dial. Ding, ding, ding. Ring, ring, ring.
Yep, 1 second.
Yep.
Alright, so after a little while, the phone answers and you hear Aisling on the other line. Felix, how is everything going this evening?
Well, I had a fun yesterday. And, let's just say, I have the big T after we investigated the sewers. Not the big T, but a big T. I don't know if I can say this over this thing.
I'm sorry, Felix. I am having a little trouble understanding you. If you feel it's something you can't communicate over the phone, you could use the camnet and reach me there.
Camnet.
I know what it is.
Yeah, we know what the camnet is.
Oh, my friends know what that is.
I'll show you.
Yes, let me communicate over that. But, this is...
She slightly hears Kim's voice. Is Kim with you there?
Yes.
Can I speak with her real quick?
Sure. Handful.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Kim, how are you doing this evening?
I'm all right. What? What did you need?
I just wanted to see if there is anything I could do to help before we apparently have a chat elsewhere. Is there something I should know immediately?
Oh, we will be bringing someone to you.
You'll be bringing someone to me. Alright, fair enough. If it's easier to just get that over with rather than bother with the net, I'm not too busy at the moment. I could meet you. Where would you think would be best?
Maybe you should come here just to be safe, so it's don't have to be seen moving someone. We're at Celestial Customs. Do you know where that is?
Yes, I believe so. That's the Toreador's place.
Yes. Yeah, he works on cars. Angel is his name.
Yes, of course.
Hold on. Hold on a second. I don't want to just invite you into his. Let me ask him first. Angel, is it all right if Aisling comes here?
Yeah, sure.
All right. He says it's fine.
All right. Just give me a short while, and I'll make my way over there.
Excellent. Anything else? Did you need anything from me?
No. I'll see all of you shortly. If whatever the problem is, please give me a call if you need anything. I'll be there.
All right.
So she'll hang up.
Okay, she's coming here.
Oh.
That makes things easy.
Okay, that
That
works.
way we don't gotta go into the Chantry.
I just didn't
and
think...
neither do we have to move a body across town.
Yeah, it's much easier to do at night. Well, I mean, I guess never mind. It's always night for me.
We have to do it at night, hon. Okay.
We're not supposed to say things like Misi over the phone, right?
I mean,
No, that would be a solid no.
Could I just say tease? Like,
Perhaps.
To be fair though, like anybody who knows what a Samishi is gonna pick up your meaning when you say the big T.
Oh, should I not have said that?
What? Nah, it's not a big deal. Just whatever. But we are showing you how to use the ChemNet.
Someone has attempted. They said you can connect to a thing, but I don't know how to connect to the thing, like on my cell phone. That I don't have. I don't computers.
Yeah, I can tell. Not a huge fan of myself, but you know, you gotta go with the times.
Well, the most electricity I'd ever have was from a battery. Like, about that big. I don't think those can power laptop computers, I believe is what someone told me. I also don't sit on my lap when I use them, so I don't understand that I'd need them for it.
But you can put them on your lap, and that's... I don't know why... Whatever.
What?
Oh, that makes sense then. It's kind of like
because you know, like a normal computer, this one over here doesn't exactly sit on your lap. Like you could, wouldn't work. It'd be really uncomfortable.
Okay, so it's like cell phone. Like I could sell the phone to someone.
Cellular. It's in. As in,
actually,
you know what? It would.
I was making a joke. I
I
actually knew that. He makes a very wide grin.
Ha. Okay.
It's spelled with a C, so I
So where's the chantry? How long would it be before she gets here?
Where is?
Does Kim know where the chantry is? Because Elvish Dame knows where the chantry is. Does Kim know where the chantry
Yes,
is?
you would know where it is, and
It's up at the,
Celestial's house
cloisters.
is like the other end of the Manhattan.
It's up at the cloisters, so they have to go across the whole island. It'll take them a minute.
All right. Well, you know, if now I guess would be the time. Did you? Okay, you didn't take a shower last night, did you, Felix?
I would say
Because-
he did. No, he definitely did.
Okay,
Like
so
he
you did a
watched
quick one.
everything as much as he could in the 15-minute span that he had. Are you asking that, or I mean?
No, that was
yeah.
out of character. I would have known if you disappeared and then came back soaking wet.
Yes, I don't know if there was a towel. Was there a towel, or did he just kind of
I'm
roll
sure
around?
there's a
There
towel or
probably
rags
was
or
one
something.
in individual lockers.
So he just wiped off it. Okay.
Oh.
We're not gonna go into its detail.
Also, I don't know if this is
Oh, the
relevant to you,
rags.
Kim, but might have pissed off a Ravnos, so you know, just kind of keep
What?
an eye on that.
What?
Fuck if I know. Some motherfuckers came up after me, like playing some shenanigans. I think of there's a Ravnos that seems to think I got something they want, and you know we're close. I'm just making sure you know that they might try and do something like that through you.
Hold on. I'm really sorry. This is gonna sound horrible. Ravnos, a clan. What are they known?
Right. They're
I
not
literally don't know
Camarilla.
hardly anything. I'm sorry.
That's totally fair. They're not Camarilla, so you know. And they're not Sabat either. They're independents. A lot of them, they're viewed, I guess, as being like thieves and liars and shit. But like the big deal is no shit illusions. Like they make you think you see shit that you don't see, hear shit you don't hear.
Oh, like I need more of that.
And I seem to piss one off.
Do you have any ghost problems still, Kim?
I was making. You know what? Never mind.
Angel's like
Dude.
not laughing, but it's obvious that he's trying not to.
Felix did.
She's trying to be funny. It's okay if you laugh.
Felix snickered. He was joking again. He knows now.
So, Angel and Felix and Kim will continue having their little conversation trying to teach Felix what technology is. While we hop back real quick with Nate and Claudia, who would have taken a cab back to their apartment in mid-lower Manhattan from the warehouse on the Eastern Harbor.
So while they were, I guess, driving home, Nate would have turned to nod Claudia. So I think that went well.
She looks to Nate and smiles. It's better than some rants have gone before. At least everyone is relatively cordial and seemingly in agreement.
I mean, there are no open fistfights.
No, and that's definitely something you don't want at a rant. Maybe a rave, but it seems like everyone is essentially on board with this concept that something has to be done. Not necessarily all-out warfare, but something has to be done.
So, you really haven't spoken much about your opinions. You have to realize something with the prince feels off, and you really haven't spoken much about it.
Well, when I spoke to her, like I said already, she seemed avoidant when I brought up the set tights and this business. I know that she has dealings with them and Giovanni and anyone else that wants to exchange goods or services with the Camarilla for territory, money, whatever else. I'm not against that. I understand how the power plays work, especially in a city like this where those clans have already been established far longer than we have been, and I just don't trust. Something's wrong.
Well, I guess at this point we simply push till it bursts.
I suppose, or we start looking into things on our own.
Into the Setites, into the Prince, what specific do you have in mind?
Certainly the Setites. Preferably without Regina finding out that we're trying to get more information on what they're doing, if she is in cahoots with them as deep as it seems she may be. And I hate to send Roland in as not even bait, just as a mole, I suppose. But it will honestly be probably our best way of getting some information about this Dominic, their plans, whatever they're trying to do to get more territory.
I mean, I can always go in and different face every day and try to get something, but not sure what the best direction for it other than, yeah, I agree that pushing too hard on Roland is, especially with the danger of the blood bond looming over, is only going to get more and more complicated.
Claudia shakes her head and says, no, going in every different day as somebody else. The Setites are as insular, if not more, than the Tremere. You're not going to get any information out of them that way. And you might even start stirring up suspicions on why so many new faces are trying to get in and learn and get anything out of them. I'm sure that if they're trying to use Roland in the way they are, they don't leave their nests very often. They obviously work with outsiders doing the work for them.
So what, we play the long game, we start bleeding their resources, find out who's working for them, slowly repurposing them one by one and bleed them out?
Claudia looks out the car window and nods her head slowly. Those are all possibilities. It's definitely going to not be something taken care of tonight or tomorrow. She's going. Oh, what?
No, you go ahead.
She's gonna like sort of pat your knee once and just be like, I think for right now we should just be excited about your first rave.
I am excited for that. It's just like a party, right? A party with Bruja, but there's no other formality I should be aware of.
She's a very large grin on her face and of like a slight nervous chuckle. Yes, it's a party with Bruja, so probably nothing like you've ever seen. So around this point, they would have arrived back at the apartment, would have gotten out of the car, and walked up to the apartment. Claudia really just wanted to stop by so she could change before heading over to the club. Ike, who was across the street. Okay, what?
I did have a good retort where she's like, it's not like any party you've seen. And he's like, I've seen some Sabbat parties.
She pauses, like mentally goes, okay, maybe you might have, okay. It maybe won't be so strange.
We'll see. So you said we pull around in Nike?
Yes, you guys are going to be leaving the car and heading up to the apartment, and then I was just mentioning to Ike you would have seen them from your scouting position.
I'm gonna stand up and kind of like lean up against a tree or a pole or whatever's nearby, and if you want to find me, I'm clearly visible, but if nobody's looking, I won't stand out kind of way. Not actually saying anything or doing anything, just kind of leaning against the tree watching.
I doubt I'd notice on the way up, but I mean, just kind of natural looking around when you come down, I might notice you. But I feel like they'd be kind of in their conversation on the way up to the to their apartment that they probably won't notice you on the way up.
Well, that's Nate's answer.
That is Nate's answer, completely.
Somebody else is always very alert. But she wouldn't say anything to Nate. She would just walk up to the apartment with him. Once inside, she's just going to slip off to her bedroom and start changing.
And during that time, Nate's just gonna idle himself in the main room.
So once she's changed this time now into sort of a loose blouse and nice flowing skirt that falls to about her knees, but she's still got some more heavier boots on. She steps out of her bedroom and walks up, and she's just sort of like brushing her hair a little bit. Did you do you think any more about what you might do if our little roommates comes around?
That's a complicated question. Honestly, it all depends on what he says. I would want to hear him out, I guess. Again, I'm not sure, but I do want to hear him out.
Good, because that's how I felt.
Why do you bring this up?
It was just a thought. He has been staying with us for a little while, and be surprised if we didn't see him come back. He doesn't know what we know. Or doesn't know that we know what we know.
Sure. I mean, he is a bit overdue to be back, but then again, I assume he's been with Kim and Angel, so I suppose we should be hearing from him relatively soon.
I suppose. He also seems a bit of a loose cannon wanderer sort. Who knows, maybe he's disappeared entirely.
I guess time will tell.
Claudia is pretty much ready to go. She nods at you and sees if you have anything else. Otherwise, she'd get ready to leave the apartment.
Nope. Nate's party clothes are the same as his work clothes, so...
Okay, so then you guys are leaving. Claudia probably would have told the car to just stay there, because she wasn't going to take especially long.
And yeah, so Nate will just follow her out to the car, and I guess, do you want me to roll perception for a quick look around as we leave the building? Two successes.
2 successes. Okay, and just to get definite on that, you said you're not trying to beat, you're just sort of standing there waiting?
Yep, more of the kid that just ran away from home, but secretly wants his parents to find him.
Alright, so Nate would see him if he is sort of just taking a look around the area for anything that would stand out to him.
So the first reaction that you would have from Nate is he would definitely have the startled, just like almost that expression it gets when you know, you're in high school and you see your school crush walking down the corridor, just that surprise, like, oh god, what do I do in this situation? Not like the, like, you know, swooning, but just the, oh god, what do I do? Glance over at Claudia real quick before he composes himself and raises his hand and kind of beckons at Ike, just like, hey, what, you know, just a friendly gesture of, oh yeah, Ike doesn't think anything's up, be friendly.
Claudia doesn't look at all surprised when you do this or see Ike.
What does Ike do?
He's just standing there. He clearly sees you guys, but he's not doing anything.
Nate will then... Nate. Yeah, I'll at that point then go ahead and cross the road and approach him.
Is it just him or him and Claudia?
She's going to cross, but not at the exact same time. She's just sort of gonna let him cross and then look like she's making sure no more cars are coming before she crosses.
What's up, Ike?
Okay. Anyway, as you approach, you go, oh, hey, Nate, what's going on?
Not much. It's good to see you. I was a little worried when you didn't get home last night, but I figured, you know, Kim and Angel had kept you well enough stuck away somewhere.
Oh, no, I slept in a crack house. That was really fun.
Okay. Whatever works for you, man. I mean, if it's a lot of fun, I guess, but...
Oh, it wasn't my preference. It wasn't very comfy, but it was dark and I didn't die, so I like that part of it.
All things considered, I guess that's a win.
Yeah. So, did you guys find your, robber who broke in? Yeah,
Yeah, we, did review the tapes.
I figured as much. Thought maybe I should leave for a day.
By this point, Claudia would at least like be on the other street, but she's standing back a moment, letting you two talk.
All right, let's drop the bullshit then, Ike.
Sure, if you want.
I don't like games. You're obviously aware of what we saw on the tapes.
Yep, that's why I left.
Please give me a reason to not.
To not what? I mean, you know, I'm sure you know the reason. You're Jamisi after all, or something close to it, so...
And at calling him a Zamisi, you'd see a lot of pain and a bit of anger cross his face. I'm Bruja. I am not a Zamisi. I am...
Well, you got yourself a mighty powerful addiction, then.
Look. I'm Bruja, and I'm being fucking honest with that, and that's not particularly what's important at the moment. Obviously,
Okay.
Tell me you're not Sabat. Please tell me you are not Sabat.
Well, I am Lasombra, and I'm not... anything, really. I told you the truth. I'm not anything.
Can I roll a whatever sense lies on that statement?
I'm always so back and forth if it's like perception. I think to sense it would be perception sort of huge.
It can be two things. He can detect a lie by being a good liar, or he can just detect it by just being
Alright,
good
so
at
whatever
detecting
works
it.
better.
They're equal rolls, so...
Yeah, so that's my thing. Is like if you're a good liar, roll with that. If you're better at percepting, do that.
3 successes.
Okay, so 3 successes. You are able to tell body language, everything that you would recognize as typical of someone who's lying. You don't really sense any of that out of him, especially when he says I'm not really anything. You just get, that's kind of the truth. He's just not connected with anything.
You're not anything. You're just... You're not anti-tribute. You're not anarch. You're not Sabat. You're just... you.
I'm Mike. That's kind of what I do.
Claudia, both of you.
My sire's definitely Sabat. And, although they don't really bother him much, or me. So, they didn't really pay much attention to either one of us, and to be honest, I don't know, you seem like you had your time with them. You should know, the majority of quote-unquote anti-tribute out there are traps that will end you up back in the Sabat in one hell of a worse case than you started, so you don't really go for it, especially as a Lasombra. Kind of a trap, you know, and I don't really want to die yet.
I appreciate that. And yes, I did have a time with Sabat, but that was all before my embrace. I was embraced by the Camarilla and have been with them since.
Well, let's just say, out of 10 ropes that might be thrown to you while you're drowning, only one of them leads to the safety, the other 9 just pull you down deeper. They do it on purpose. I've seen it before, but people get drawn back and tortured and fucked up and then killed.
I know something of that experience.
Yeah.
So you're not Sabat.
Surprised I'm not dead yet, so. Sorry, what was that, Mud?
Not yet. So you're not part of the Sabat, but where does that lead? Say your sire comes walking down this road now and says, hey, let's go take up another crusade, scream Gehenna and war against the Camarilla. What do you do? Where does that put me?
Well, I would probably say, hey, long time no see, this is my really good friend Nate. Sounds like a good opener to that conversation.
Oh, this is my good friend Nate, who just happens to be a loyal cam dog. Also has some Macy secrets. Let's, doesn't complicate anything.
I doubt he'd care much, honestly. He's, old, and in his age doesn't care too much, to be honest. We kind of get to run around and do what we like. That's why, I guess why I don't hate him that much. I couldn't care less. We never did the religious thing. I'm not a part of the church. Neither is he.
How old?
In fact, we explicitly don't believe in that.
So why concern yourselves with the workings of the Sabbat then? There's a Misi back in Carpathia who still rule themselves. Don't give two shits about the Sabbat or their crusade.
Well, I don't know how much you know, but I am Lasombra, as you could tell by my lack of picture quality on your cameras, and they are the Sabbat, so you're kind of stuck with them. Like I said, not that they ever bothered us much anyway. I did a normal pack thing for a little while, and then I got pretty much locked up in a library and did a lot of reading and practicing of, you know, blue magic.
I hope you have a good answer to this, because I assume you've thought this entire conversation through, knowing what was going to happen. You understand the situation this puts me in, right?
No.
No, you have no idea what situation this puts me in.
Well, I was kind of hoping we could still be friends, and maybe Claudia would kill me immediately. But other than that, honestly, didn't think it too far through. It's only been one day.
What was that last bit?
I said I hope Claudia doesn't kill me, and that it's only been a day, so no, I haven't thought it that far through.
So if you are looking, if she's in your line of sight, or if you turn around, she just has her arms crossed with a Mona Lisa vague smirk. And just shakes her head and says, I am very good at sensing lies, Ike, and so far I don't think I've heard anything out of you I don't like or don't trust. All I would like to know is what you plan to do from now on.
I don't know how much is true about how the Camarilla tend to treat Lasombra, especially on this side, but I've heard even the ones you like aren't treated very well. So maybe if the prince doesn't have to know yet, that would be cool, but I know you kind of have a big job to do, so if it doesn't lead to my death, I'll defer to you, but I'm not exactly ready to swear loyalty to anybody.
That's fair enough and fine with me. I know two Lasombra in the city that tend to tell everyone they're Bruja.
Wait, there's other Lasombra here?
Yes. You don't have a city full of Sabbat and kick them all out, and don't have a couple that wanted to get out when they could anyway.
Oh. I didn't think that would be a thing.
There's not many, at least as far as I know. I just knew these two. If they feel comfortable around you, they don't really hide it, but, you know, they use the Bruja cover when it suits them.
Bruja, though?
Nate will be giving Claudia some very, very mixed glances when she brings up that there are less Bruja.
That's weird. My sire always we were trained to always go after the venture, which was difficult, but I mean...
She chuckles and gives a friendly little shrug towards Nate. Says, well, their personalities honestly fit Bruja a little bit better, so makes sense. Might as well go with what everyone's gonna assume you are anyway. They race cars, so it doesn't seem as much like a venture.
Oh, that's really... maybe you could get us talking at some point?
Yeah. Actually, now that you say it, that might not be such a bad idea. She's gonna, like, go ahead and pull out her cell phone and start scrolling around.
Ike. So, while Claudia's off on her phone, Ike. Just tell me I'm not regretting this. I'm sure I've made it explicit before, my opinion of the Sabbat, and you claim separation of them, which I give you full credit for, so please just tell me I'm not gonna regret this.
I can't tell you how to feel, buddy, but I fancy myself a good friend. What, you want a Valdery on it?
Nate just goes silent and doesn't respond to that comment.
Oh, come on, it was funny. There's no reason to be uptight about it now. Besides, you only knew your side.
No, the comment just simply... And below his breath a little, he'll just be like, no, the comment cuts deeper than you think.
Claudia, by the way, has, like, stepped back. She's on the phone. But, you know, just kind of having a quiet conversation.
Wow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, buddy, but I was just chatting. I just hope we can still be friends. I can't tell you what you're gonna regret, but I'm not about to swear allegiance to anyone at the moment, or at least no clans. But I'm not gonna stab you in the back while you sleep. Or, I mean, I haven't yet, you know.
And that's why I gave you the chance to talk, because, exactly as you said, if your intent was to kill me viciously, you've had more than an opportunity to.
Well, I hope we can move forward at some point, but don't take offense. I think it'll be best if I continue staying somewhere else.
I might disagree with that, but again, I'm not going to tell you how to go about your own business.
I mean, just in case I get caught, I don't want you two to be seen as harboring me.
I appreciate your desire to protect us, but I would let Claudia make that call, and if she agrees that our home is still welcome, I have no problem with that.
That's really nice of you, Nate. Like I said, let's at least give it a day or two to cool down, maybe. I don't necessarily feel right about what I did, but...
And just know, I'm not going to stop hunting them.
Fine by me.
And I hope that doesn't sour anything for you.
Like I said, I doubt you'll get close to me and mine over there, so I'm not too worried about it.
And if it does...
Good luck. Really, truly, good luck. But I would say run. Or at least wait till you get another 100 years under your belt.
The prospect of living another 100 years. God, I haven't even begun to think about that, but I will take that into consideration, but it doesn't change my desire, at least.
Oh, sure, that's fine, but Claudia will fill you in. There's some people you don't want to run head first at.
So, whenever Claudia's off the phone.
She's just sort of like wrapping up her conversation, smiling. Just yeah, alright, that sounds good. Thanks. I'll see you boys later. And she'll step back towards the two of you. So, I was speaking with Vincent. He and his brother are the ones I was mentioning. They and another friend of theirs have a bit of a racing gang, whatever you want to call it. They're actually off in North Manhattan right now. I can give you the address if you want to swing by. They're just working on their cars.
Oh, sure, that'd be really cool. I'd love that.
Sure thing. I explained the whole deal. They said they'd actually be pretty interested in meeting you. So she has like, you know, a little purse with her, so she takes out like a little pen and paper and gives them the address and rips it out and hands it over to him.
Oh, wow, thanks. Do you think, where would I get a cell phone? Because I've had a couple questions about that, and I don't really want to steal one, because, you know, there's cameras.
Well, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure how a 13-year-old with, I'm gonna assume, not a lot of cash on him goes about getting a cell phone plan and cell phone, other than, I don't know, I didn't mean to assume, but if you've got money, you can always buy a cell phone and buy minutes, but if you want an actual plan, that'd be something else.
I don't care. He's gonna look over at Nate. Hey, Nate!
Yeah.
Can I, do you think I could borrow $100? I still have that 50 you gave me.
Good, so you only require another 50 or so, right?
Oh, come on. You know what I am now. You know I like shiny things. I'm not buying a cheap phone.
You know, you could always steal a dime bag or two. Sell that.
Hey, now.
Play nice, children.
I promise I'll pay you back in a day or two. Well, night.
Nate will reach into his pocket and pull out what cash he has on him. Probably not $100, probably 60 or something like that, and hand it to you. It's what I have on me.
Claudia, shaking her head and still also kind of laughing, reaches in and pulls out an actual full 100 and hands it over to him.
Oh my god, thank you guys so much.
Claudia, you know he's just extorting us at this point.
Yeah,
What?
but he is cute.
He's
Said
gonna
that
smile.
about me once.
He does have the luck merit.
Can you, he's gonna hand the paper back to Claudia. Do you think you could write your phone number and Nate's down for me?
Yeah, so she takes back the same paper and scribbles like her name with then her number and same for Nate's. And like, seeing as you seem trustworthy so far, please do come back and see us if you do need a place to stay or anything else.
I will. The crack house is infinitely less comfortable than your floor.
You know, and I was going to buy a doggy bed for you.
Have you laid on those things in the store? For real though? Like, they are super comfortable. It wouldn't be my first time sleeping in a dog bed, believe it or not.
I'll take your word for it.
And he's gonna sort of just like clap his hands together and go, well, I'm off to get a cell phone. You two look like you're going somewhere. So I will catch you later, and I will message you when I get my new phone.
Okay, good. So Claudia is just going to nod at him kind of cordially, and she's just going to make her way back across the street towards the car that's now been waiting for them for a little while.
As you said previously, the Sabbat do have their way of returning lost sheep to the fold. if you start feeling the pressure, let me know. Because if there's one thing I would love nothing more, it's to stick one to the Sabbat, and I honestly don't want... I would prefer not to lose you.
I like you as a friend too. Wait, was that to me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer not to lose you too. You're the best friend I've had in 20 years, so that'd be really cool to stay in touch. But let's just say we'll cross every road as we come to it. But I'm not gonna. I won't turn my back on you.
No. If I come for you, you'll be facing me.
He's gonna chuckle.
I'll give you at least that.
He'll chuckle. Okay, but bring Claudia with you. If I have to die, I'd rather be by a girl's hands.
She actually sort of yells to her across the street, "You got it!" She has high perception.
He's just gonna turn. He'll just start walking away, whistling to himself.
Nate will kind of half joke off. It would have been fair if it was just me. You have no chance against Claudia. And walk away.
Anyway, let's get back to it. Charlie, if you can get me a good song. Alright, we are going to check back with the group at Celestial Customs. Actually, the song wouldn't be that bad, I guess. It's technically just a song. Whatever you want to put on. Such as
Yeah, this works. If it's Angel's song.
Yeah. So Aisling is going to show up after you guys continue to have your conversation. She's going to, of course, go to the front office and say that Angel had asked for her to Demarcus, and he'll like call back to your back phone just to double check.
Yes, cool. We're expecting to send it back.
Alright, so she travels along. Let me get her picture back.
Is anyone else hearing music?
I am, but I'm playing it.
There should be music.
Do you guys not hear it?
My
have
max
a
music
stream
volume is
muted,
on
so-
max, and I don't hear it.
I don't hear anything.
All right.
It's coming over stream, so it's probably just roll by 20 messing up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Aisling finds her way to the back building and knocks politely.
Come on in.
So she steps through, and she's dressed very much like her picture. Just sort of a very nice blouse and like a medium-length skirt. She's got her glasses on, her hair is tied back. She has a small satchel beside her, and she walks in and takes in the full view of the scene. She spots Felix and gives him a quick nod, even though her brow is very furrowed. She sees Kim, who I assume still probably looks a little out of sorts. Angel, and then the young strange man who has a dagger in his heart. Yes, Felix.
It's going to be the first time she's seen him without him wearing his coat.
Oh.
It's dry. There's a close.
By the way, this is a picture I found for Daniel.
Also, restart or refreshing Roll20 worked, so I get the music back.
Cool. Alright, so, Aisling is just looking around a bit confused and catches Angel's eyes, who she may have vaguely met before, but out of deduction would realize that that's the one she's looking for.
Yeah.
Can I have a bit of an explanation of what's going on here?
Sorry about this. So, your Felix here was he was doing a little bit of looking and found some shenanigans going on down in the sewer. We went down to check. We found what we believe to be a Samishi down there, and I think there might be more. But he seemed he didn't seem terribly aggressive, so like we didn't kill him right off the bat.
Aisling
But,
is
like-
going to look over at Felix and sigh a little bit. You went down to the sewer with a couple other neonates after what you told me.
I knew it was going to be triple.
You're not in trouble. You're not my child or under my care, but I'm just surprised at
It's I can explain. So I have a new friend. I think he's in my jacket. And he goes over to his jacket, and there's probably a snuggly little fluffy ball in a pocket. He pulls out. This is candlestick. I used the ritual, and then we named it.
She just like lowers her glasses slightly. Nice to meet you.
Yes. Well, and he keeps it on his chest. So, I detected candlestick under some sort of duress, and well, I was going to go investigate, and then he investigated with me, more so on the front, and then everyone else kind of followed, and then we kind of had a party down there. But there were other rats that were down there that weren't just rats. I'm like mutated and changed. Seemed to be some sort of aggressors, and actually went after this one.
Alright. That's fine. Who is this?
Is she pointing at Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel. This is Daniel.
This is the we assume Samishi because carrying around a jar of dirt like it's something special. Claimed to be a Malkavian, but
Alright. The jar of dirt thing is definitely interesting, and she's going to look him up and down and notice the small little piles just sort of dusted around him that Angel left. Fair enough. However, if it was a Malkavian, that could have been a power token related to a derangement. It's what information? What do you have to believe that he's a Jimisi?
Well, there was the physically deformed rats down there. There was a body that popped through the morgue that was also physically deformed that came out of the sewers. Just a couple things that led us to.
There may have been some Jimisi activity in the sewer. I'm only asking if you have more
and
definitive evidence against this man in particular.
Well, when I asked him if he was a Samishi, when I asked him if he was a Samishi, his aura was deceptive. Oh. I'm sorry. When I asked him if he was a Malkavian, or when he said he was a Malkavian, his aura was deceptive. So don't think he's a Malkavian. I don't see any reason to lie about that unless you're Sabat.
Aisling, he also ran as soon as someone pointed out he had a jar of dirt. If that's not a definitive answer, I don't know what is.
Alright, now what do you plan to do with this young fellow?
Well, that was the question. We're not entirely sure. We don't have that much experience with this, and we figured we would ask you since you are the more knowledgeable one.
She takes kind of a big, deep sigh and goes, well, of course, we are in a city that we just took from the Sabat. Any typically Sabat clans found wandering around, you will immediately suspect are spot related, possibly spies, leftover pack members.
I think it is important to notice that when we found him, he was banging his head against a pipe and did not seem to relent until I affected him.
He also never once acted aggressively, which is basically the reason that he survived that encounter.
That as well.
Because, in my experience, Samishi, when caught, tend to go after the person who found them out.
Yes, so you're saying he was already disoriented, seemed upset when you made contact and then ran away?
No, he was perfectly content to stay around us as long as we believed he was Malkavian. As soon as someone asked him if he had dirt in his backpack, he ran.
I also visioned it through Candlestick that he was more than likely the culprit to those threats.
Alright, well, I think at this point there's nothing more to do than to speak with the fellow himself. Unless you just want to judge him without his own words.
No, that's you know what, I figured we give him the benefit of the doubt. He never once acted aggressively, so, you know, I just, interrogation wasn't exactly my specialty back in the war.
Well...
And, I've heard, you know, I know some methods they probably use, but I've heard those aggressive interrogation methods are not actually effective. Not to mention, if he's not a bad guy, I don't want to, like, fuck him up or something.
Of course. Let's get...
Not everyone can help their siren.
Exactly. You'd be surprised how many people around this city you might have sooner suspected of having some foul play in their history in another city, but this one is very special. In any case, let's have him secured so that when you actually remove that thing from him, he doesn't take off.
Yeah, it's the plan. So I'll grab, like, a chair, zip tie into it.
Somebody else has some nylon rope if he wants to help.
Yes, I'm doing that. I'm also looking up all my rituals.
Alright, fair enough.
But,
I was going to take a break.
No, I'm not really...
So I was going to take a break and go back to the boys over at the club.
Though I'm not
so
really
you can...
sure how effective tying up a Samishi would be. I mean,
I know, right?
Fleshcraft himself into a shape that doesn't care about being bound.
Depends on how high his ability, if he even has vicissitude. He didn't have to take it. Obviously he has it. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to take a break so you can take some time to look up your rituals and decide what you might want to have ready. Alright, so Nate and Claudia are heading over to the club. Roland, you got there early and we're getting things set up, speaking with your actual employees, you know, clarifying again, like, hey, you know, this is just sort of an impromptu thing. It's only these people that are going to be invited, blah, 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 blah. The girl Trixie you met earlier is going to be getting set up in the DJ booth. She's going to give you a couple tips and hints and some, like, just basic info about how raves go, and the basic information you're going to get out of her is that it does get a little bit wild. The furniture might not come out the other side so intact, but you know, it's going to be a great time. Just if so some of your employees are in Bruja, but she'll say, like, for the sake of the matter of, you know, it being in your club, that's going to be, like, an acceptable difference. She said, like, maybe advise them to try and, like, keep an eye out for anybody that's going a little too wild. Raves aren't as likely for frenzy as rants are, because rants are where people will get at each other's throats about opinions. Raves are fun. These guys are going to get wild, but frenzy's a little less likely because everyone's kind of having a good time.
Sounds good.
So, do you have any more questions for me as SD or Trixie or whoever you're talking to? Do you want to speak with anybody? And also, what's going on?
That's a good question. So is Sunshine... She is Bruja. Is Sunshine back or no?
No, they're still out of the city. This has been like 3 episodes in like 2 days.
Alright. And what time of night is it?
It's gonna be a little earlier, but well into like midnight.
Okay. Well, I'll leave Clementine in the living area, and I'll just come and check on her from time to time.
Okay, so Clementine is left downstairs in the basement with her fencing sword and told, you know, having a meeting upstairs, and I'll be back to check on you now and then. So
yeah.
As you are finishing getting things set up, a lot of the Bruja are starting to filter in. You've got your 2 bodyguards outside. One is Bruja, one is not, but again, it's that sort of situation where it's your club, so he's just, you know, outside to do the bouncer business. But everybody else that's let in is, you know, kind of on a bit of a list, or like double checked, and they're all Bruja, ghouls of said Bruja, or, you know, vouched for by them that they're, you know, close kin. You were at the rant, and you saw about 20-ish people total. As people start filing in, you were seeing closer to 36 early on, then getting into the 40s, and like without keeping a strict head count, you're catching easily about 50 people, and it's slowing down. There's still 1 or 2 heads popping in within that hour to getting everything set up.
Okay.
So everything's kind of like kicking off. Trixie runs off to the DJ booth to get everything running, and if you can get me my track going, that'll be probably the level of energy she's looking for.
Say that again, if I could what?
There's a track called Rave.
What are you saying? The song isn't good enough for you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, there we go. Awesome. Can you guys hear it?
You know, if I had a smart switch on that light, I would be turning it on and off right now. Hit it, the cheat.
I'm just doing my game. Alright, so things have actually begun to get in the swing while we're slowly rolling. After the conversation with Ike and Claudia and drive back towards where the club is. It's not actually too far from there, but it's a little bit of drive they get there, and Roland would already be seeing this, but as Nate and Claudia walk in, I was 6. So as you look around, you'll see the young girl with the short black hair up in the DJ booth, the one you recognize from the rants. She's got her headphones on, she's fully into her work. The dance floor is completely covered. There's like just body against body, and you can even kind of tell in the darkness a bit of who's kindred and who's human by the sheen of sweat and red in the cheeks on some of them and not on some of the others. Other kindred are at the bar banging their fists as their ghouls down shot after shot. Some other kindred are dancing on the round tables off to the side. Some are feeding on each other, like locked into each other's necks. All of the businessmen have dropped their blazers and rolled up their sleeves and are, arm wrestling or arguing loudly to each other in some of the back booths. Fangs are shining everywhere from giant grins. A chair and a table topple over near in the back where 2 people are sparring, and there's no anger on their faces, just wild grins. There's just some hooting and hollering, and the entire room is filled with such an energy that it immediately kind of kicks your beast into gear.
Noted. And then do I go from here? We good?
Yeah, either of you can say what you want. Claudia is going to be grabbing Nate by the shirt and pulling him in.
Nate was pretty much going to be like, well, have fun, Claudia, and head straight for the bar. But if he's dragged to the dance floor...
Oh, she's just dragging him into the club, like from the door. I was saying that's what you see when you first walk in.
Yeah.
So she's just dragging you in, and if you're like, I'm off to the bar, she's going to wave and head straight for the dance floor.
And I'll part ways with Claudia at that point. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, and I hope I had word with my workers about pushing the last package that we just got.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Awesome.
I certainly are.
And there doesn't seem to be anything too out of hand so far.
Tables are getting knocked over, chairs are getting thrown around. Minor, like, physical damage to your furniture, yes. But so far, nothing that would be, like, too much for your insurance to not cover.
Okay. I mean, as long as... I mean, even if it does burn down, I mean, I'm sure insurance covers that too,
I would have
so...
done it myself anyway. Sorry.
But yeah, I have nothing really that I guess I need to do. I'll just keep an eye and see if anything that I need to go run and deal with.
Okay. Well, I will say if you're looking around at the faces, because you know this is your first rave, and you're gonna, you know, see a decent amount of brouhaha you've never seen before, but you will for sure notice Karina. She's arm wrestling with someone in the back. You will notice Tina, the Anarch liaison that you've had a couple words with. She's actually on a table, kind of like knees bent over and headbanging to the music. You'll notice Marlena and her young child, Tayshawn. You've met them once. You don't know them that well, though. And then maybe Maz is a heart that you've seen, you know, at your club before. But also, just to let you know, your beast, as well as Nate, is getting a little riled up, banging at the cage doors in your chest. Wants to get in there and not just observe.
Okay,
I ain't trying to force you to do anything specific, just saying literally the raves get everybody just so riled up because it is a bunch of brouhaha, all your passion is like just out there.
Nope, understood. I will, okay. Well, I'm assuming there's blood dolls around that have drugs in them that I need to feed on. Not need to, but will choose to feed on.
Sorry, say that one more time?
I'm gonna go feed on some blood dolls with cocaine in their system.
Alright, so you've got a couple of lovely ladies lined up at the bar. You know what to look for, you see it on them. But despite them being coked up and fired up by what's going on, and you are a very attractive fella, you still gotta give me something in a social role. What would your action be? Would you just kind of sidle up and not say anything, or talk to them?
I'm assuming they know who I am, right? I am the owner, and they're here for like a reason. They're here for to do this, right?
They might not know you if they've never seen you before.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were like
Think
if
about,
I
you can
hired
walk in
them
a
or
club
someone
and
else
not
did.
know who owns it. The guy
For sure.
walks up and you'd be like, "Hey, who are you?"
Yep, I'll walk up to one. Do you know who I am?
I'm sorry, that's a thing between me and Kozner. But anyway, she just turns around. She's no, who are you?
I am Roland. This is my club, and your name is?
Shauna, who are you? You said you're the owner?
Yes, I'm the owner.
She starts twirling her hair a little bit. Wow, that's really impressive. I didn't think the owners usually hung out with everybody that, you know, is going on at the club.
Well, when things like this happen, I like to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. This is an amazing party. I don't know really what you call him, but like, you know, we hang out and usually, you know, does the thing on me.
Well, as you were saying, I would like to, as you so eloquently put it, do the thing to you.
She just like back like against the bar, elbows. Sure thing.
I'll smile and I'll take my bite and drink.
So fast. Oh, just kidding.
I'll do the bite. I'll do the thing.
How much you take out of her?
What do you mean take it over?
How much you take out of her?
Oh, 2?
Alright, if you want to leave her out of it.
What? Oh, is that lever? I'll take 1.
2 is like what you would take if you really like need some extra juice. If you want to just get some drugs out of someone's system, you don't even have to take a whole one. Think of it as a whole point.
Damn.
It's a whole pint, basically.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll take. Yeah, I won't even take a whole point then.
Okay, so you get a little bit out of her. You've got now a bit of a cocaine buzz going. It actually does give you plus and minus to things. I'll have to pull it up.
Yes, it does.
And she looks a little woozy for a moment, but like catches herself on the bars. I never get tired of how that feels.
I'll support her, making sure she doesn't fall. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah. That white lightning keeps you going.
Is she, well, if we were to put her on the 5-point scale of attractiveness, where is she at?
Below a 3. Good. Nice club girl.
Alright. Well, if you need anything, just come find me. And I'll give her a little wink, and then I'll walk into the crowd to go find Karina.
Sure thing, Roland. So, Nate has sidled up to the bar for a drink.
So he's going to head over to the bar, and his kind of intention is to, not that he would use the word, but find somebody, a mortal or a blood doll who is around, but look for one who is the soberest of them, regardless of gender.
So you are looking for either ghoul or human, just someone that doesn't seem like they had too much.
Just a human who just, has not had too much to drink, something that isn't going to particularly impair.
Okay. You see a young woman with, sort of a short pixie haircut. It's blonde with a little bit of pink in the front. She's joking around with another guy. You can kind of tell a bit from his skin tone and the fact that he doesn't have a drink in hand. Maybe he's a kindred. She's just talking with him. She does seem to be the most okay. She's got a drink in front of her, but she seems to only be nursing it.
So Nate will, hold his ground for a few minutes and kind of watch the situation. I mean, is this kindred obviously making a move or anything?
He seems to just be talking to her.
Then Nate will go ahead and approach.
The kindred guy in question will see you walk up and give you a nod and actually just walk off.
Fair enough. At that point, I'll just approach her and, what is she drinking?
She has just like a neat whiskey.
And is it relatively full or towards empty?
Half full.
Okay.
She, immediately after, she kind of watches the guy walk off, but then sees you approach and smiles a little bit larger. Hey, how's it going?
Nate will approach her and hold out his hand. Hi, my name's Nate. What's yours?
Tiffany.
He'll take the hand and kiss it, and hand it back to her. Tiffany, nice to meet you. You having fun tonight?
She's going to laugh, kind of look at her hand, and grab her drink again and take a sip out of it. One of the old school ones, huh?
Good, that makes things a bit simpler. Yeah, you do things long enough and it's kind of hard to break habits. I'm sure you have plenty of your own habits that you question why you do them day to day.
Fair enough. Bet you can't guess my age.
32.
So I would say, for reference, she looks like she's probably about 28.
Damn.
No. I think he knew why he's guessing.
Oh, no. She's like, if you can't guess my age, she's going to be like, fine, I'm going to guess high. 32.
But also as a note, ghouls do not age as long as they are feeding. So she's just going to chuck a little bit higher.
Oh. Fair enough. So how long have you been around? If that's not too personal, I'm not trying to pry anything.
No, that was my Commodore that walked off. Yeah, probably about mid-70s, I think is when I met him. I was already in my mid-20s.
Fair enough, and You just been around since?
Yeah, he even offered me the embrace, but she like kind of twirls her finger around her glass. I don't know if I'm ready to make that jump yet. At this point, I can always decide to go back.
I would say that's one of the wisest decisions you've made in your life.
She just kind of laughs a little bit. Were you in a similar situation?
Yeah, close enough. Only a... Yeah, something like that. Though was embraced relatively recently.
Oh. So around for a long time and then finally took the plunge.
The war necessitated things.
Ah, that war. Yeah.
Always comes up in conversation, doesn't it?
Yeah. Not really originally from around here, so I've only heard some stories. So what did you do in the war? That's not, sorry, that's probably, and she's gonna take like a large gulp out of her drink.
More or less the same thing as anyone else. I was relatively close to the other side and helped provide some intel, but other than that, it was basic fledgling duty.
That's cool though, and involved in taking a city over.
No, I'm kind of thinking above board. It's... Oh,
That's
God.
fine. A couple people crashed over the bar and are like wrestling half on top of it, half like their feet are like scraping around on the bar stools. And Roland is, you know, wandering off to go see Karina. Give me a second. We'll check back with him. So, Roland, you are heading, trailing towards Karina. As I mentioned, she was in the back with another male Bruja. You saw both of them arm wrestling. Karina is, unlike you've seen her before, full high energy, huge grin on her face, teeth flashing. She is just in, like, absolute hype mode.
All right, and you said she's still arm wrestling the guy or no?
Oh, like they just like finished one, and she beat him.
All right, I'll come and pat her on the back, like kind of roughly, but like accidentally, just like it's just fucking. He's so amped.
She takes like the kind of shoulder and turns around, Roland, and so she stands up and she's gonna give you that like forearm shake.
Oh, weird. All right.
This is a fantastic rave so far. How are you?
I am. I haven't. I don't know. This is the first time I felt really like I'm surrounded with people that I can connect with.
Well, and as she's about to speak, another pair of people who were like sparring come like crashing by and just miss the two of you. She takes a step back, kind of laughs, watches them for a moment. This your first time?
At a rave, yes. Yes, this is my first time.
Well, what do you think?
I think it's fantastic. This is I just want to tear everyone's head off and hug them at the same time.
Well, go at it! She's gonna grab your shoulders and throw you at a couple people.
I'll full on slam into anyone that is in my way.
So they sort of like, you know, throw back against you, but still it's almost more mosh pit than any kind of fighting. She laughs and she actually goes and kind of strong arms around the neck of one of the guys and starts wrestling with him.
I'll man, this music just gets into your bones. I'll walk up to one of the guys who pushed back, and I'll do like an actual shove. More, yeah, we'll do a shove.
Alright, let's have just a resisted action. No initiation, just sort of a grapple.
Sure.
That'll be dexterity and brawl. See who gets a better grip on the other.
Six, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think he might have won.
Alright, so this big, tall drink of Bruja shoves really hard against you. You lose your footing a bit is the reason you couldn't like get as much of a hit back. But so he like falls, like his knees hit the floor pretty hard, and he like just sort of slams his fist just above like where your head would be. He just starts laughing. Sorry, man. Sometimes you don't know your own strength, right?
Yes, I understand.
So
And
he'll jump back up, and Karina, laughing, is gonna like scoop a hand kind of under your shoulder, and he'll pull you up that way.
I'll turn and smile at her with a big, huge, almost like it's like out of character how like he's just smiling and having a blast, which is out of his normal.
So then you see Tina kind of coming your way. She's actually just still like nodding her head and like dancing to the music as she walks up to you. But as she steps up closer, you know, she starts like, she's still kind of dancing, but she like slowing down. She's like, "Hey, Roland," like yelling a bit over the music. I got some information for you if you got a second.
Sorry, I didn't catch who was doing this.
Tina, the
Tina.
liaison that works for you as a schmoozer at your club.
Yeah, Roland will. God, he probably hasn't danced in a long time, but he'll dance up to her. Yes, and what's the information, Tina? You said she was still dancing, correct?
Yeah, so now they're just dancing again, and she's like, "Look, I got you a contact. He's a pretty impatient guy, though, so you think you might have time tomorrow night?"
I have no plans. What is his name?
His name's Miguel. He doesn't hold like any official position, you know, the anarchs don't like that kind of shit, but he's definitely got some sway around there, and whatever you want to talk to him about, he'll be able to listen.
I cannot thank you enough for this. Is there anything I can do for you?
Just keep dancing, dude. And she'll just keep dancing with you.
He'll give her a big toothy grin and dance closer to her. Ooh.
Back to Nate, who's trying to decide exactly what he wanted to say to Tiffany.
So, I need to ask a few questions above board. So first of all, what do you call a ghoul's master? Like, what's the PC term for the person who, the kind who's in charge of that ghoul?
I think it's Domitor.
It's Regnant or Domitor.
Yeah,
She actually
Regnant.
said Domitor earlier.
Oh, she did. Sorry, I missed that one word. That's why I asked.
It's okay, no problem.
So actually, his kind of intention was finding somebody to feed on. So, is it faux pas to like in the middle of a rave to be like, "Hey, you brought your ghoul. What were you expecting?" Or
It might be more so faux pas at like any other place, but this is a place where people often even just lose sense of themselves and might even start feeding on each other as kindred, and then that's something you gotta deal with the next morning. So it's more like, you know, if you brought your ghoul around, you're not expecting her to walk out not fed on by at least one or two other people.
okay,
Is this a swingers party or a rave?
I
What's
told
the
you
difference?
earlier, at raves, you expect people to be punching and sucking on each other all night.
now I'm trying to think how to get back in this freaking conversation. Where did we leave at exactly?
I think she was just talking to you about the war and that she thought it was cool your involvement. She mentioned she was schooled back in the 70s, but hadn't decided to take that plunge, and oh, so you did after all that time.
So, if you don't mind me asking, why have you stuck around for this long? What are you looking to get out of this? I mean, it's 40 years. It's plenty of time to have seen. What's the offer?
Well, exactly. I'm getting kind of the benefit of that whole not aging thing without being dead. I've still got a heartbeat. I can still eat food and drink booze. And, I mean, I don't know exactly what it's like to be one of you, because I haven't, but, it's sort of that thing I can kind of always decide to do it or decide not to, like I said earlier. I've gotten to see ages of music and movies and things that by this time I might have been too old to give a shit.
And what does your regnant have to say to that?
He doesn't have a problem. He likes to keep me around. I'm blood supply and we're friends. I mean, it's just a relationship. Never met a ghoul as old as I am.
Sorry, was that last part a question or a statement?
That last... Like a rhetorical-ish, but yeah, question.
I was older than you when I was embraced. But, this is getting a bit stiff for Rave. Perhaps we should... And he'll hold out his hand and kind of nod towards the dance floor.
So she'll take your hand and walk out there. As you head towards the dance floor, just as a note, you'll see Roland and Tina. I think you've at least seen her around. You'd see the two of them dancing close together. And you would see...
Oh, which one was Tina?
Tina is... I can get a picture up. It might help as well. She's the Anarch Liaison, so she is just a socialite.
Okay, Anarch Liaison. Gotcha,
She's
gotcha.
just a socialite in the club, but her and Roland are dancing up pretty close on each other. And you would see Claudia, of course, because she has her high performance. She lives to dance, so she's tearing it up on the dance floor. Even though she's, likes her 1920s swing big band stuff, she's having no problem with the club music and is dancing pretty close with two Bruja males.
But yeah, Nate will lead her out to the dance floor, kind of look around and take this all in, and dance a bit with Tiffany before he'll lean in and almost hesitate for half a second, but then go ahead and, while dancing, take just a quick little nibble.
So you go ahead and take a bite into her. Both of you essentially enjoy the kiss. She goes a little more limp when it's happening, but as soon as you let go, she kind of gathers herself up, like hands on your shoulders, and gets back to dancing, smiling at you. And as crowded as the dance floor is, it's one of those things where you're almost like kind of dancing with everybody around you.
It's fine by me. And I'll pass the next while, just dancing with her for a while and keeping that going.
Let's check back in with, I think Ike is going to go meet a couple people.
First things first, we're buying a cell phone.
We'll downtime that.
The only reason I don't want to downtime... Well, I mean, we can, but I'm going to try to... Never mind, yeah, we can downtime it.
Did you want to roll something?
I specifically just wanted to try to maybe get it for a little cheaper, with that enchanted voice.
Sure thing. But that we could even still do that downtime, and then it'll determine how much money you have left over.
Sure, works for me.
Okay. So, let's get something medium tempo-ish up.
It's his song.
I know it's his song, but it's like, it's when it's just him alone.
What? That's like so. Why is Ike got the depressing ass song?
Because he's a
fun.
depressing ass story.
It's fun if you get to know him.
I know it was difficult for you, but I thought it matched some of your stuff. Anyway.
Well, if he stopped insulting certain people's sires, he might have gotten to know someone.
Nah.
Alright, so you're going to be heading a bit north into Manhattan, actually a little closer to the Bronx.
Can we, hold on real quick, can I swing by the Black House? Is that on the way or way out of the way?
No, it's going to be sort of on the way, so you can stop by the Black House.
So I'm going to stop by the Black House and just drop my phone number off to my big man friend.
Alright, still sort of, that could be like downtime. He gives you, like, you know, pat on the shoulder, takes the note you have with the number and, like, puts it in his pocket. Alright, little man, I might find something for you in the next couple days or two, just even to see what you can do.
Alright, thanks. And then off to see our Lasombros. Oh, and I will also text Nate and Claudia both with my phone number.
Okay, so they get your number. They are a little bit busy at the moment, but they'll be in their phone for later.
I kind of want like Nate to get my number halfway through the rave and like drunkenly call me and be like, "Have you heard about politics?"
There are these things called Republicans and Democrats? They have opinions!
Nate, you're not supposed to drink and talk politics. You should know this. You're old enough.
And
Sorry.
rules going into the game. Okay. Anyway, so Ike is going to make his way up north into Manhattan, and he is going to meet. He is told to meet Vincent and Dino, as well as Nicholas.
Like walking into what? Is it a building?
It's like a parking lot next to just like an old house. It's like kind of this weird mixed area of like some living spaces, warehouses. These guys are just out there chatting. They've got like those kind of cage lamp lights hanging around to give extra light out in this dingy parking lot. They've got the hoods up on all three of their cars. They're like just kind of messing around, like throwing like even like their oil rags at each other, and one of them's leaning over into his actual engine and working on it.
His actual engine. Ooh la la. Anyway, I'm just gonna kind of like walk up to them and kind of just say, "Hey, I'm Mike."
So all three of them turn around to you, and Vincent in particular, he's a little scrawnier than the other two. The other one looks very similar to him. You could kind of assume they're probably brothers, and they've got a little bit of that Italian-American look to them. The third one is more Asian-American, but the scrawnier one walks up with his hand out and says, "Name's Vincent. You're from Claudia, right?"
Yeah, she said I can need some bruja around here.
Some bruja, right? That's what she sent you for?
Well, I mean, you know, winks included.
Yeah. As far as we heard from Claudia, you were looking for more of your own kind.
Yeah, I didn't really think I'd find any around here, honestly.
So he nods for you to like walk a little closer to where all of them are standing. The Asian American guy is still sort of just working on his engine, but he gives you a friendly nod, and the other guy stops and starts like wiping his hands and reaches out his hand toward you, saying, "Dino."
Gonna hold my hand out and shake his hand. Ike, again.
So Vincent sort of leans against the car, the one also Dino's leaning against, and nods, says, "We wouldn't be as open, but Claudia's good people. We've worked with her before. She's helped us out a couple times. So I'll take her word for it. But yeah, we're whatever these fucks like to call it anti-tribute.
And take her word for it. Ike's actually going to use Obtenebrate and have his shadow walk by like he's leaning on the car, throwing a ball up in the air, except his shadow walks over to where it would be and starts throwing a ball like it's leaning on the car next to the shadow.
So Vincent and Dino watch this happen and just sort of chuckle. Cute kid.
I have been itching to do anything since I've gotten here, honestly. It is insufferable, the amount of...
Vincent shrugs and nods. I know it can be weird having to hide exactly what you are when you already have to hide what you are from most of the people you see day to day.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. And he's actually going to lean on the car next to them.
So, you, and still Vincent speaking. You, remnant of the war? What's your story?
Oh, no, I'm a bit older than that. But, I lost my sire somewhere along the way and kind of drifted. We weren't really too entwined with the church, so thankfully I didn't get wiped out because my sire left. I don't know if he's dead or what. But, yeah, it's kind of weird. How about you guys?
Vincent and Dino look between each other and say, yeah, we're pretty sure ours is dead. I mean, we saw it. Again, you never fucking know, do ya? And, the other guy, who you could assume by the trio of names you were given, Nicholas, turns around and, you know, sort of sits a bit on the chassis of his car and says, I'm actually Toreador, but, they tried to make me Sabbat.
Oh, well that's cool. I know there's a couple over there. Definitely more common than finding, well, Lasombra on this side, though.
Nicholas nods, a little bit more kind of solemn. He's got generally quieter attitude and tone to himself than the other two do. You can see, even though they're being relaxed speaking to you, they got a little more energy to them. He just looks at you and says, yeah, New York is one hell of a place. I don't think there's a lot of other cities in the US like it. Not for our kind, I mean.
If it's not rude, how long have you guys been out?
You mean from the Sabbat?
Well, I mean, yeah. How were you big there, or did you kind of leave early? I know a lot of people kind of leave after, well, you know, what happens.
We were in it. I don't know. You drink the Kool-Aid and you think it's fine for a while, but once the war started and started running, started dying, and we got out, you know, it fades. You get these weird, itchy feelings like a parent guilting you about what you're doing, but we've, and he, like, kind of nods at Vincent and Dino's. We've done well for ourselves, at least hanging together.
So, are you guys, like, staunchly against the Sabbat now, or are you friends by circumstance here? Does the prince know?
All three of them give you a bit of a chuckle. Yeah, like we said, we're anti-tribute as far as they call it. Honestly, we just don't want anything more to do with the fucks that raised us after our embraces. We don't really give a shit about the Camarilla. We just want to enjoy our own lives, you know?
That's yeah. I just had that conversation with my with Claudia, and I mean, I wasn't sure if I was gonna die at that moment. I'm not sure I could take her, but I'm really happy that this was the outcome. Well, you know the stories they tell you, you know, when you're with your pack, how many fake anti-tribu there are, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still ready for you guys to try to turn me in somehow. So I'm not, you know, fair's fair, but you remember the stories.
Absolutely. Look, I don't even really know Nicholas speaking. I don't really know Claudia all that well. I just know out of every other hoity-toity fuck-ass, you know, up in that ivory tower, she's the only one that ever listens to people, lets them say their story before she judges. At least out of the ones I've met.
Yeah, she definitely seems like the most level-headed of the Camarilla I've come about, and oddly enough, the most straightforward, which it's fresh. You know how many of them are, well, fucking inbreds, really.
They all start laughing, like, and a couple of them, like, a little bit harder than the others. Yeah, you're talking about them blue bloods?
I couldn't stomach it trying to play Adventure. It's so hard.
Vincent laughs especially hard. Yeah, our sire, well, mine, tried to, and he points at Dina, tried to get him to learn the whole Venture secret thing. And Dina looks like kind of disgusted, but laughing a little bit, like, yeah, that wasn't working out so well.
Yeah, when Claudia said pretend to be Bruja, I was like, I didn't even know that was an option. Why pretend to be the dogs? You know, pick something else at least.
So they kind of continue laughing, and they walk up, and they'll give you like a real like sort of Vincent will walk up and give you a hearty handshake. It's like, listen, man, if you need anything, you need a place to stay or whatever else, you let us know. You seem like good people.
Oh, I'm just enjoying a crack den I'm sleeping in at the moment. So, you know, I'm good. I really don't. What more does a man need than a crack den? No, but seriously, if you have a place, I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't have much money, but...
Nah, shut up. And Nicholas just shakes his head. Don't worry about it. Like I said, if Claudia vouches for you, we're at least willing to give you one night. And we've been around a little while, no matter what you said. Like, I think 3 of us can handle you if you decide to turn tail.
Hey, I've always heard it the other way around. I've never heard them send someone green to trap actual anti-tribu. It's always been the other way. Go looking for an anti-tribu, just find a regular slumber, and they drag your ass back. And then, you know, that's it. You need the sunlight.
Okay, so let's hop back to the group with Aisling at Celestial Customs. She has advised that you get Daniel tied up. I think we're out of music at the moment.
Say that again?
Is our music still going? Maybe just...
Yes.
I hear it.
Okay.
I hear it.
Let me refresh. There we go. I think it died a little while ago for me. Stupid Roll20. Free program. Why don't you work better?
Just dummies.
So the 3 of you are there with Aisling. Daniel's all nice and tied up now. Of course, a couple of you, especially I think Angel is a bit concerned about, is this going to be enough? But Aisling is standing by, sort of arms behind her back, just watching.
And I'll kind of like go over, grab the knife, look around to make sure no one like objects to it, and if no one does, I'll pull it out.
So you go ahead and pull the knife out of his heart. It takes a little while, maybe even like 15 minutes, but he sort of starts coughing, and in the meantime you even see his body just automatically working to close the wound. But Daniel starts coughing a bit and opens his eyes. He looks incredibly weak and even sort of shaking slightly.
Felix had a slight objection.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see your hand.
It's alright. You know me. I'm very silent and I just point at myself, expecting results.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay, so...
No, you can on that, but, I was thinking I wanted to ask you, because I'm not exactly sure if I can do this, but I have a certain evil little ability that I can use called, Mischievous Spirits.
Alright, and what's that?
Oh, this is all out of character. I'm not letting you. Yeah. Can I do that on a kind of like, I could put this on you, but I'm holding it in reserve. Like, I kind of summon the spirit, and I have it chilling, but I don't go, okay, you're cursed. It doesn't really clarify in that kind of direction.
If it's not too specific, is it an auto thing?
Not specifically, but by how well I do, I can curse this man for hundreds of years if I do really well. So I don't want to curse the man for hundreds of years if he's not good. If he needs to be.
Does it say you have to roll for it?
Yes.
That's
It's
rare for a ritual.
I know, isn't it? It's actually charisma plus spirit lore, or in my case, spirit lore is 3, I believe. So my charisma plus 3 on difficulty 7s. But I don't want to actually inject it on him unless I need to. It's like preparing for
I got
a wait action.
If it doesn't specifically say that if it doesn't give clear enough words that like, it's a little tricky because it feels like if you have to roll for it, the success, fail, or bot should determine exactly what happens. And most rituals aren't like set it up and choose not to extract it. But there are some, like when you call your spirit, you can suddenly say, nope, go away.
Yeah, this one literally doesn't tell you that it has any kind of time limit or anything. It's just kind of like, roll these dice. Okay, they're cursed for years. So, like, you know how the freaking Tremere rituals are.
I will, you know what, a little bit of house rules right now because it seems a bit vague and iffy. I will say, however many successes you get, you can choose how it affects him. Because there are actually a lot of things, like presents and all that. Like, you can get like 5 successes and it means like they're under your control for a year. But you can drop it. You can say, no, the present is done. So you can roll, and whatever your successes are, you can choose the level.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to put the spirit and just have it just hover near me, and I want that guy to see it and go, I could hit you with this if I wanted to. He's chilling, and he is not happy, because that's literally what the spell does, is make him not happy with you.
Okay.
Kind of like flexing your muscles, if you will.
I'm especially alright with that because you have high occult just in spirit and your spirit manipulation. If it was anybody else, maybe it wouldn't work that well. But I'll let you pull it out and hold it. So go ahead and give me a roll for it.
Absolutely.
As you're doing that, so he's like sputtering back to unlife, and you're seeing the hole close, but he looks very weak. He looks so tired, just like, even for a Kindred that's pale and, you know, skinny, it just doesn't look very good. He's shaking slightly. He starts trying to look around. You can see his focus is not very good. He's just trying to make out what's going on. All he can kind of get out is a little bit like, what's going, what? Okay, so 2 successes. You can pull it out and kind of keep it there. It'll look, you know, spooky and threatening behind you. Is Angel or Kim doing anything else after he starts to awaken?
Kim is kind of leaving this interrogation to the people more qualified to it than her. She doesn't know anything about the war. She doesn't know anything about the Simisi. She's letting other people take this. Otherwise, she's afraid she's going to say something dumb.
Okay. Angel, the bag, you got his jar of dirt out of it and were sprinkling on it. Did you go through the rest of it? I should have probably asked earlier, but...
No, I would not have. In retrospect, probably should have, didn't.
Okay. That's fine. I would have even been okay with an anachronistic situation, but... so, Aisling is going to ask essentially that question. Did any of you search any more of his bag other than just that jar you found?
I mean, he didn't really have much use for it, but, you know, it's right there. And I'll go grab it.
Alright, so she'll take it from you, set it on your desk, and sort of rifle through it. It seems that there's not much more in there. The jar of dirt was, you know, wrapped up very carefully in some cloth, and so that took up most of the bag. There's a small diary, and as she, flips through it, it seems to be completely empty. She sets it down for a moment.
Real quick, one thing, while she's doing that, one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the jar of dirt, and I'm going to, tumble it and see if there's anything other than dirt in the jar of dirt.
Okay, as you do that, you don't see anything else. She continues kind of looking through the bag. She just finds a very small dagger, not even a dagger, like a knife, just a 3-inch, with a little shield on it. And just a couple other odds and ends, more normal people things, things she just literally throws right back in the bag. She's like, that's nothing. She picks up the book, and if you want to talk amongst yourselves at all, she's going to be rolling.
Kim actually might go up to Daniel. I know you're rolling, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
And be like, look, I, among anyone, understand what it is like to be cast aside by your siring and your clan. So if there's anything I can do that you can tell me to help you, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
May I talk to him?
Yep.
How is he handling waking up to the great unmourning of the situation? He said gasping, and so is he acting a high humanity? Actual more human?
He's in pain from the wound. He is shaking. He looks weak. I'll say, actually, anyone out of Angel, Kim, and Felix, if you want to give perception alertness, I can give you more.
Absolutely.
Perception alertness or perception empathy?
Whichever one works. Actually, better roll. Go with that either.
Empathy, yes, 6 dice.
They're the exact same roll for me, so. Wow.
Oh my goodness, those ones. Oh my goodness.
That's unfortunate.
Good thing you got those successes in there, too.
Jesus Christ, I roll 8 dice and I get 3 ones? What the hell are the odds of that?
That's pretty rough.
You
did have a really bad nightmare, though. That always puts me off for the rest of the day.
Alright, so
however, don't forget my question, man. I'm trying to be super sympathetic here, and I will roll if you want me to.
I'm going to respond to you, but to tell everyone what they're seeing right now. Felix, mainly what you'll get, what's a question? Yes?
Oh, no, that's the amount of successes I get. It's just one.
Okay, I thought it was a question.
No, questions are hens. One.
Got it. Alright, you have 1 success. So what you're getting out of him being a little shaky is you're just getting, you do feel, because did you use empathy especially?
Yes, is specifically.
Okay. You are feeling some genuine, like, kind of fear and trepidation out of this guy. It doesn't feel faked to you. You're like, no, this guy does seem really upset. Whatever else he might be lying or faking or anything, he's upset. Angel, you get that, as well as sensing he is hungry as hell. He has not eaten in a while. And you just stabbed him, which I think drains at least 3 blood points.
Alright, actually, I also, just because reasons, want to roll Auspex. Just, you know, activate Aura Sight for this conversation.
Yep, also...
Oh, shit, yes! I'm doing that exact same thing.
Okay,
Thank you,
also,
Angel.
I should slightly mention, I made a tiny bit of a boo-boo before. You shouldn't be able to tell exact lies by lie. You can tell suspicious attitude throughout the whole time. Not specific.
Yeah, by seeing how they're actually feeling versus what they're saying, not by their lying because XYZ.
I'm not going to retract anything you guys learned last time. It was a minor boo-boo on my part, because there's actually a different version of Auspex where it's actually tell lies, and I was like kind of mixing them up in my head. But
No. The version that I have in the book anyway is like, no, does not tell you that they're telling lies.
Exactly. They can be suspicious, but that doesn't mean any single thing they say is a lie or not. So. The lies would still have to at least be like perception, subterfuge, or something.
Empathy,
like that.
I think.
Well, yeah. Again, there's different versions of what it is. If you're a better liar, I'll give you 1. If you're more empathetic, I'll give you the other. No, it's fine. But it depends on the character. That's why it's tricky. Whenever anyone asks me, "Can I tell if they're lying?" I'm like, "What do you have better?" What's up, Felix?
I wanted to speak to him. I was just waiting for a good pause.
Okay. Kim had asked him, give me just the quick, like, 3 words.
Also, Auspex is versus 8, right?
Kim basically said, I understand what it's like to be ostracized because of your clan. Anything you can tell me will actually help you.
Okay. So, again, he is, it takes him a little while to even speak. He's just sort of out of it, and, he's like kind of coughing. He looks in pain, but after a little while, it's like, I understand what you think I am. What you think I'm just trying to get out of the city.
Why do you need to get out of the city?
So he like under like very heavy eyes looks up at you. It's like, I don't. Yeah, then he like kind of looks at the fact that he's tied down and says, I just want to get away from my sire.
And, you know, considering what we know, that's a Samishi sire?
He nods kind of solemnly a little bit.
I'm gonna go over to my little fridge. I'm going to pop it open and I'm gonna grab the bag of werewolf blood. I'm gonna show it to Kim and be like, you said this didn't have any like negative effects?
Aside from being extremely potent.
You just broke up for me, so I didn't hear a word you said.
Aside from being extremely potent.
You know a little bit more than that now? It's been
What?
A couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks. You know a little bit more than that. You also... Oh, your can dropped. You also know from that conversation you had with Regina that it is mildly addictive. Not immediate. A tiny bit. And it can also raise frenzy. But since he's not a Bruja, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, no, but you would say that, It's mildly addictive, and it can enhance the chances of going a bit crazy, shall we say.
Because, I mean, he seems hungry, and if he's trying to pull one over on a sire, you know, maybe we can come to an accord.
Yes, give it to him.
And I'll give it to him.
Just for, Kim's and Angel's perspective, he was about to say something and he just refrained from saying it. He just, and then pulled back. Just for those.
I'll hand the bag to, or I guess, like, you know, pop the little I'll cut the little like injection tube site off and feed our new friend and say, "Yo, what's up, Felix?"
Can you explain later?
What was that?
I explain later.
You explained what? What did you explain exactly?
I can explain it later.
So
I-
Daniel
Never
is
mind.
going to actually like as soon as the blood touches his lips, he's going to like snap on that thing like a kid dying of thirst, and there's a Capri Sun in his face.
Oh god, how long have you been in that sewer?
And while he's doing that, I'll be like, "Look, if you tell him the truth, I feel like we're gonna get along."
Aisling steps back from the desk. If any of you had been like sort of paying attention, it wasn't like super obvious, but not super like she was obscuring it. She was very like had her eyes closed, holding that diary that he had been that had been in his bag, and she will just say, "This man is definitely under incredible stress and is indeed trying to run from something."
Why did you say you were Malkavian?
Because
So-
no, I'll say because this is a Camarilla controlled town. Like
No. I want to know why he chose that in particular.
He gives a nervous, awkward laugh. He's still physically shaking a little bit, even after the blood. Says, "Look at me. What else would be the easiest thing to say?"
Right. Well, you're lucky because a Malkavian did find you. So why are you here? Got you here. What got you here?
My sire got me here. My sire embraced me. Did you know what this city is? You know this city's history, right?
How old are you?
So you've been around here since before the war?
Yeah, I've been around since before the war. I've been around since before New York. I mean, since it was... I mean...
I got it.
Could you explain further?
My family's from overseas. I was embraced there first, but we came over here with some of the Sabbat that were looking into the New World. I mean, it was already into like the 40s when I came over here, but yeah, yeah.
Came over here for what? For the what?
For New York, it was Sabbat are getting run out of everywhere in Europe. Camarilla are taking over everywhere, at least out west, you know. Anything in the West European areas you couldn't be Sabbat there. Eastern territories or nothing. So some of us were trying to take over the seas.
I see.
Felix will eye Aisling for a second.
Sorry, what was that?
Felix will eye Aisling. Like, is that scene? Like, she's like,
She'll look over.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Not alone.
Or-
She's, yes, in Europe, it's very similar to what we have in North America, where Eastern Europe may be stronger Sabbat territory, whereas Western is all Camarilla, and here the U.S. is Camarilla, whereas Canada is mixed, and much of Mexico has been taken by the Sabbat. We have our territories.
So, why is Josiah still in town after the war? Like, why didn't he leave? Has he got plans?
My sire's not here. They just won't be here. They want me to watch. I don't want to be here. I don't want anything to do with this anymore.
Okay, then how did you find yourself down in the sewers? Banging your head against the pipe.
I don't know why I was down
You
there.
don't know. Nothing. Not a single thing. What's the last thing you remember?
I already told you the last thing I remembered. I was just trying to feed on someone.
So you alone? To your knowledge?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm being watched, but I don't have anyone else around me.
And my successes earlier, does that still like holds up, I guess?
Again, actually everything he's saying is you're not really getting much suspicion off him at all.
Alright.
It's all staying pretty clear.
Alright. So I kind of like look at Kim. I'll actually just kind of like look at the people in the room. So what you think?
Can I just make a general check on everything he's told us to kind of go, is he lying to me? Or there are half-truths coming around? It doesn't, I know it can't be like lie detection.
Sure,
No.
Give me, whatever your best skill set is between perception or manipulation against subterfuge or empathy. Whatever those ats and abilities work better for you. Give me that roll.
Gotcha.
You can just do 6. You're gonna get a more vague answer, but...
Absolutely. I'm perfectly fine with that. Ooh. 4 successes.
Alright.
10 got cancelled by 1.
Very similar to the 2 using their auspex, you don't sense anything like strong lies. You get maybe a sense like he's holding back information which could illuminate certain things, but otherwise he doesn't seem to be like lying or distorting what he's saying. He's especially every time he's shown some strong emotions about what he's saying. He's been very true. He is genuinely upset about his sire. He's upset about being in the city. Like, that's very clear. If whatever he's saying is the exact truth of why, maybe not, but he's definitely upset about everything he mentioned before.
Okay, feeling to go about this. I believe that everything he has told us with the passion has been true. And he has that feeling to it. But I do detect some half-truths in there. But I could give it to a man who's someone of a different faction to not tell us everything. Is that right? What was it? Daniel?
Daniel.
Is that his name? Daniel?
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel. What am I saying? I'm saying Daniel.
And I'll look at Aisling. You got any input?
1 second. I'm just comparing some NPC notes. If any of the PCs want to keep talking.
And hey, you're lucky, buddy. I was about to curse you 5 years with this guy. He points to something. What?
I'll say under my breath, not necessarily trying to hide it, and I'll say fucking Trimney.
What?
You fuckers could do some crazy shit.
I don't know what he's gonna go do. The best I can do is curse him for 5 years. What can you do about it?
I'll just like sigh and like rub my eyes.
I felt like that was a good deterrent. Mm-hmm.
Look, Daniel, if there's anything or anyone that you need to convince, it's me, alright? I wasn't even in the war. I don't understand. necessarily know everything that happened down in it. If you need an ally, it's me. So, convince me. What can I do to help you? Why are you here? And where did we find you banging your head against a pipe in a sewer?
Daniel starts looking more upset and avoiding your gaze and shaking his head and starts muttering things like, I don't know why I was down there. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what my sire wanted me. I don't under.
Daniel,
why are you here?
Doctor.
Wait. At that time, Aisling tries. It's not a botch. Shut up. Aisling tries to mesmerize him, but it fails because his eyes are shaking around everywhere. But she steps up quickly, catches his chin, and holds his gaze to hers, and says, with mesmerization from Dominate, I need you to be calm, and I need you to cooperate, and we can help you. And he seems to immediately calm down, but he goes into sort of a slightly dazed state. Aisling steps back and says, I really don't think we're going to get anything out of him this evening. He's obviously far too upset. I don't know what's happened to him even within the last couple days, let alone his entire life, but he is far too distressed and disoriented. I think it'll be best if we let him rest and speak with him again soon. And she'll turn to Felix and say, can you help me get him to the chantry?
Ah, I was about to ask that question.
As they're doing that,
Wait. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I will go over, I will like start walking over to him, pull the knife out and like look like I'm going for the bonds on the chair. Unless someone stops me.
Felix has no objection. He's about to cross him.
Wait, we don't know if they need that again. Just leave it for a second.
Aisling, I agree. I think we should get him to the chantry.
Wait, Aisling, this may be extremely presumptuous, especially considering myself, but I'm very interested in this man, and I would very much like to know why he's here and what he's doing, and I would not like that to be hidden from me, if I may be so bold.
Aisling gives you a very friendly, genuine smile and shakes her head. Kim, I'm not trying to hide anything. I understand what it may sound like trying to take him to the chantry. I just mean that that's my home ground. That's where I can do more with my abilities. I have books, ingredients, things to...
I absolutely understand.
Torture or any other inconveniencing means, get some more information out of him, or even help him relax and calm down so that he can speak to us clearly. I would love nothing more than for you to continue being involved in this.
Truly.
I can attest to what Aisling's saying. She's been everything but honest with everything we've talked about.
Then I apologize for any inconvenience I may have caused you. And I would love to help you in the future.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in keeping up to date on this as well.
Of course. In fact, let me get Daniel back to the chantry and find a safe place for him with Felix, and I will be in close contact with all of you. Trust me, I am not trying to leave any of you out. In fact, you are a better help since you have been the most involved than even my closest people in the chantry.
Really?
Well, of course, you're the first ones to run across him. You're the first ones to speak to him. He's even more likely to speak to you than more strangers. Familiar faces breed familiar responses.
And as I'm cutting his bonds, I'm going to say, sorry about the staking.
He just sort of gives an awkward grunt. And he's still just kind of putting everybody's hands. He's not trying to do anything specific.
Sure. Thank you.
Alright.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold up. Are we leaving from this? Because I have one thing to say to Aisling before we actually leave. Not in front of the group, but as we're leaving kind of thing.
Sure.
Felix would be like, as they're like, I guess Felix probably would be carrying the guy out, if you will. Because they're going to the chantry. Whatever.
He's a super skinny light guy, so yeah, either you or Angel will be fine carrying him.
But either's like, he's gonna be like, Aisling, that's a +1 creepy point.
Thank you, Felix.
Okay. The whole memorizing thing, that's kind of cool. It's cool, but it's creepy.
Well, I'm sure you'll learn more as you go along.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Perfect. Let us finish the night off at the last of the rave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did Roland still want to text Kim? Because honestly, I am super excited about this, and it's been like a month.
You're gonna get like
I know,
a
it's
drunk
like 4
text.
episodes for like the same like 48 hours. We're probably gonna do a time skip after this, like some good, like, what are you guys doing over the next 5 days? Because Jesus Christ, I can't give you XP if it's like 48 hours.
I know, right? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just been, I've given you guys a bunch of weird mysteries, and you're all like, let me find out what's going on tomorrow night. But anyway, alright, so we're back at the rave. Roland is dancing with Tina. Let me get this guy's face out of your face. Let's go regular purchase. So Roland is having a nice little dance with Tina. Nate is dancing with Tiffany. Claudia is nearby dancing with a couple other people. As the night continues, the rave just drives on and on for another like couple hours. Just the same as I've said before. People are drinking off of each other, kindred to kindred, especially more kindred to human, but there's still, you can see like some of the vamps enjoying each other. There's heavy dancing. It seems like the stairs to the upper deck are like left abandoned because while there's a lot of Bruja in the city and most of them made it out for the night, as well as their ghouls and everything, like everyone just wants to be in that hot sweaty crowd. So, a couple more tables getting knocked over, bottles are disappearing, you know, from the back of the bar. Roland, if you even check once, all of your supply is going to be gone from all of the cute little humans hanging around.
That can't be true.
They are ghouls.
I mean,
I don't know how much you actually had. So, like, most of it's gone, I guess. I don't know.
With
You said one part.
A large dent.
There's a large dent.
Okay, because it would be about $300,000 worth retail on the street worth of stuff that he gave me.
Oh, yeah, you said something earlier. It sounded like you put that into some other section, and then like you had like a third of it. But either way,
all right, that
there's a large dent, as Nate said. There's a large dent gone.
I will accept that.
And again, like ghouls can take a little bit more.
I will go take a quick check on Clementine, see how she's doing.
Alright, so Clementine's down in the basement. She's even, she's like doing her fencing practice, but she's even kind of like, almost like not doing her regular stances, but like kind of like dancing. She can hear kind of the music from upstairs. And she like swings and stops. She's like, hey Roland, how's everything going upstairs?
Everything's going fine. I'm just down here checking in on you. Is everything going okay down here?
Yeah, I mean, like, can I come on and see what's going on?
I mean, what's her name had a kid, right?
Marlena?
Yeah, how old's Marlena's boy?
Marlena's Tayshawn is more like 12 at least. But he's also been dead a little while too. But if you would like, I mean, like, you know that fact. I'm leaving it to you from there.
Yeah. No. No, I'm sorry, Clementine. Not this night. Then maybe a next one or something like that. But it's adult time.
She looks a little sad, but like her she lets her fancy sword kind of go. Okay, I understand. I mean, I know I'm young. I couldn't even get in the clothes before, obviously. So I trust you.
And I thank you for that. I don't know. I'll one of these tomorrow night. I got plans tomorrow. The night after tomorrow night, whatever you want to do, we could go and do it.
She's a bright, beaming smile at that. Can Denny and Sunshine come along?
I will ask them. As long as they are free, who knows? It's not that long of a drive to go down there to them, right?
AC to New York's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't make it to us, we might be able to go make it to them.
That'd be awesome. I know I saw him a couple days ago, but I really like Benny and Sunshine.
As do I. All right, well, you keep on practicing. I'm gonna go back, and I'll just kind of close the door and like run back to the party.
Just after you say them, before you run out, she's gonna do like a quick, like, kind of like, yeah!
Yeah! Perfect.
There. Nate, how are you doing with your little lady friend?
Nate would, maybe at most have over the night drink about 2 blood points from her. Ridiculous. And as the night has gone, probably look to somebody probably a bit drunker, or if she's gotten drunker, probably fed a little bit more and been like, well, fuck it, Everyone else seems to be able to get drunk and be able to manage the beast. Why can't I?
Oh yeah, so your lady, probably ran off, had another drink, and then like came back to the dance floor. After, you get another drink from her, Claudia's gonna slip by and grab your arm and pull you into a dance. It's still that sort of like body-to-body thing that's just like everybody's kind of dancing with everybody. Tiffany's like so close by, but she starts dancing with you, and she's got just like the wildest like grin on her face. Her eyes are completely wide and like just flashing, and she's like, "How do you like it so far, Nate?"
Nate, with a large grin on his face, responds, "It's about a 3 out of 10 so far. I'm not covered in blood. This is a little awkward."
Claudia looks like, I don't even know how to explain the exact facial expression other than like kind of disappointed and upset that like this isn't enough for you. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes! Jesus! Yes!
Well, fine! She, like, playfully shoves you and then, like, starts dancing again. One of the guys she was dancing with earlier, like, kind of is dancing not too, like, grossly, like, against it, but, like, just still, like, kind of, like, dance. He seems like he's a close friend. And, she's like, well, I would hope you'd have a good time and not think of anything else.
Nate, just smiling responds with, no, this is honestly all I hope it was. This was all I hoped it was.
She's going to, in a like weirdly friendly sire mama kind of like touch her cheeks and just be like, I really hope this isn't reminding you of anything else. This is supposed to be Bruja. This is
And
our
it
blood.
is. And it is. The beast is not present tonight, and that's all I ask for.
She laughs very hard when this. The beast isn't present. Well, you're not doing it fucking right. She punches you in the shoulder. She has decent strength, so.
Well, perhaps I'm too sober. And with that, he'll kind of half stumble off jokingly and try to find somebody a bit drunker.
Alright. Well, let's sort of wrap it here. I think we can do like sort of what we did this week, like a very close wrap up of the previous night. We'll kind of wrap up the rave next week because it's getting a little late for me. I really was not hoping to have the same 48 hours last like 4 game sessions, but sometimes that happens with Vampire. Strange mysteries and things like that. So we are going to sort of wrap it up here for this game. We will catch everybody next week and see what they're all up to. See what happens with Daniel, the strange missy, as he heads off to the Chantry. And find out what happens more with our Bruja buddies as the rave wraps up. Roland now has a meeting with an Anarch member, which he wanted so he could see if he could get anything done for him with his sire, who's in a bit of a bloodhound situation, as well as Nate, who has got a couple of things going on. He's friends with Kim and Felix and Angel. He might find out about what they're hiding. So we'll see you all next Tuesday. Definitely join us on Discord if you want to. The link has been posted in the chat and it's also below. We usually talk about this game, World of Darkness in general, which is a fan of WoD, and he just want to talk about the games. We also have a demon game on Friday, and I play the Masquerade Bloodlines game on Sundays. So we'll catch you all later.